Wah! Boo. Boo, boo, boo. Boo. So, brother, Duke, Royce, hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Merry Christmas. I don't like that shit. Ugh. Christmas feels like ages ago. Merry Christmas. Wow. Happy Hanukkah. Mike's a bit wobbly. Why is it so wobbly? Not sure. I'll have to fix it another time. Press R to start. Oh, car started. John car. Ha! What? What?
Sounds like a robot.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you sound real Skypey.
What?
That's Super Skype.
What?
Super Skype is even more Skypey. Now, what the hell are you doing? You got some weird voice changer thing going on back
What?
there. Yes, you have.
Sometimes the Skype does not rank.
What are you doing?
Sometimes
Welcome
Skype.
to the flower shop.
Sometimes Skype does not rank. So I don't know you're ranking.
Fine.
So sometimes you're like, where's Mark? Where's Mark? And I'm sitting there just waiting for
Do you know, I'm going to say the same to you as I said to Millie today. You're such an idiot.
you. Why would you start to our daughter?
You just... You... Good God. I
Good
think
God.
I have to put up with, I tell you.
What?
The things that you have to
Telling
put
your
up
daughter
with?
she's
We've been podcasting for
I
about
always-
9 years.
I always tell Millie she's near, but why are you sounding like Benicio del Toro out of The Usual Suspects?
I don't know.
I
I don't sound like him. He's a different person to me.
You fucking case cocksucker, what the fuck?
Jesus
Burr,
Christ.
burr, burr.
Anyway, how are you? Well,
Fine.
It's Brian Bocabgum.
you sound anything but fine.
No, I'm fine. Never better.
Better.
Never better.
Good, good.
For God. For God.
Step forward. Step forward.
There we go.
That wasn't Benicio del Toro.
How many fucking keys? You cocksucker. What the fuck?
There it is. Oh, yeah.
I love that. It's my favourite bit of the film.
What a performance. It's going to be hard to watch The Usual Suspects next time because I'm going to have to fast forward all the Kevin Spacey stuff because I prefer to watch movies that don't have sexual predators in them.
Well, you won't be able to watch any more at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Are we ready?
I don't know. Sort of, maybe.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Ba-da-bum. Bum,
Welcome
bum,
to the flower
bum,
shop.
bum, bum.
To the veteran gamers.
So don't turn on the Balabatara.
Game that you playing this week.
Those revolves are in the pack. We don't do it on the pack.
And Chili's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors.
Stop trying to make it fetch, Harry. It's not.
It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers.
Oh my glob.
Yeah, boy.
I like the beats and shouting.
Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
No! No, I said! I am your father! Put it back on!
Hello and well. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're even getting in bloodied away with the introduction and shit now. What is going on? Oh God. Jesus Christ, what is happening tonight? This show is a train wreck already and we've barely got going.
That's right.
Anyway, hello and welcome to episode 421 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yeah, 421 smoking doobies +1. I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
I'm Mark.
Is this going to be...
She was thinking that I won't do the voice for so long, but it's wrong.
Is this like for the whole show? Is
It's
that
the
what's
whole
about?
show.
We got one normal person, one sound clip, and one guy doing a weird voice.
Hey, if I actually sounded like this, you wouldn't laugh. It'd be a serious matter.
Really?
Yeah, I might still laugh, to be fair.
No, that's not very nice.
Holy cow, man.
Not very nice,
Jesus
pass.
Christ.
Can we say?
So- Is that it?
Which
Are you
is my command.
Have you finished now?
No, I'm gonna play it 20 more times.
Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Can we say?
How does that
Welcome
go?
everybody to new listeners. We are not military veterans. We're veterans of the gaming lifestyle.
It's true. Oh my god. All right, that's him. Ginny's not doing his bit, I guess.
Broadcast. Have a regular podcast.
Sometimes we stream on the internet. We do a thing on the internet called YouTube.
Did you see the disaster artist? Is that what this is? This
No.
is your
I have no idea what he's doing. I don't think even he knows. He just does stuff randomly. It's just random, totally random.
Totally
It's all
And
good.
we're a member of the VG Hub network. If you haven't been to VGHub.net, you haven't been to the internet
No, videohub.net.
not.
website.
There you go. That's
So
where
what's
you should
happening,
go.
people? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
It's a show about video games.
It is.
What about games?
Talk about the video games.
Video games.
Oh my God, have you seen this Labo stuff, y'all? Oh,
No,
it's gonna be-
Labo.
Labo.
That's the new
Labo,
thing by
Labo.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I know.
You see, I've had some feelings about Labo since we spoke about it last week.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, why don't we wait for the news section?
Yeah.
Well, it's not. It's nothing
Bitch.
directly linked to news.
I
as
did
such.
bring it up, but go ahead.
It's nothing directly linked to news, but it got me thinking that when I was a kid, and most kids, when they get a new present, all they really want to do is play with the cardboard box it comes in.
Yeah.
This is the cardboard box.
That's what I mean. So maybe they are properly on something.
All right, I got a story time.
My
no.
favorite time.
No.
It's story time.
So it was my birthday last week, and so I had a bunch of people over to Geeks Mania, and we played classic video games. Yeah, it was awesome. And I hung out with Seth McNitt from the Boss. Boy.
What day was
It
your
was
birthday?
lit.
What day was
It
your
was a
birthday?
lot of fun.
What day was your birthday?
Yeah, what day?
Oh, someday last week. I don't care. It doesn't matter. The point is, I set a new high score on Galaga. What? And that was awesome.
A new
And
high score compared to which high score?
the one that was already on the machine. It was 115,000. I think I put like 130,000 or something. So
That's
I felt.
impressive.
I'm saying though, they should have given me a plaque.
Should have given you something free. I don't
And
know.
Seth went wandering in without paying, and then we started playing a game. He's like, "So do I not have to pay for these?" And I was like, "Did you not pay when you came in?" He's like, "No." I was like, "What the what?" So then I took him back to the counter. I was like, "He didn't pay."
Did you make him pay?
Yeah, I made him pay. This
God,
place-
you're way
running out of
too
goodness of the heart.
straight-laced. You
Whatever.
see, if that had happened in this country, right, the other person would go, "Oh, nice one, you got it without paying." You know, that's how it would have gone.
I'm not a dishonest scumbag. So.
Like where you are, I mean, Christ, that's like total honesty. That is way too honest.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. If that had have happened in Wolverhampton, where Chinny lives, they'd have been like smuggling another 6 people in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I constantly try not to pay for anything.
Yeah. I mean, what is your problem?
Take that, paying for things.
God. So what did they have there anyway? How was it?
It was good. They didn't have my 2 favorite classic games, which are Kangaroo and RoboCop.
What the hell is right? RoboCop, I know. What the
Good.
bloody hell is Kangaroo? What is that?
Kangaroo was awesome. It was kind of like a little bit of Pac-Man, a little bit of Donkey Kong. You used to jump over monkeys and then punch them in the face.
That sounds like the worst sound effect ever.
Hey, start. Don't you remember Kangaroo? It's a little bit jump on, a little bit punch on.
What the
Yeah.
bloody hell was that?
And it sounded great. Where is it? Here we go. Ba-da-dun-dun-dun.
Let's hear it then.
Hold on a second.
Oh yeah.
So you start it up. Start
Oh
up.
yeah. Press 1 player. It's a Ready Player 1.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. Come on. Anybody ever play this back in the days? Classic. You had to go
It
get
sounds-
your kid
it-
back.
It sounds shit. I mean, that
Sounds like a
so-
computer dying.
Yeah, sounds shit, man.
Anyway, that game's awesome.
You,
but they didn't have
wait a minute. I don't think it ever made that noise. You just keep doing that noise in the hope that we'll think it's part of the sound you were just playing.
Here, let me back up a little bit. You hear it?
No,
Jumping up to get the strawberry. Here he goes. He's gonna punch a monkey. See?
I guess.
So anyway,
Wow.
that's Kangaroo. But the other game that I like was yeah. So what did they have? They had Simpsons Bowling, which was cool. We played that. We played the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4-player game. That was fun, and we finished it. Although somebody had started it halfway and then walked away. So we picked up halfway through that and then finished that. Played a little bit of the Simpsons game, but other stuff. I played Dance Dance Revolution for the first time. Me and Seth got up on that. That was pretty fun. And
Yeah, I tried to get Feng Chui to play that at the arcade club, but they were having none of it. He's like, I'm not sure myself up getting on that. No way, mum. That's it. That's how he spoke. That's literally what
Yeah.
he said.
Sure.
You can forget it if you think I'm like pouncing about on that thing, mum. Forget it.
well,
Frank
we had
Bruno,
time.
Stu.
He was. He is. Have you met him? That's exactly what he sounds like.
You can fuck that shit right off.
That's exactly how he sounded.
And they had a bunch of the gun games, like Area 51, except they didn't have Area 51, but they had a lot of the copycats where you pick up the gun and you shoot at things. They had a lot of pinball games, but they didn't have the one that I wanted to play wasn't working. I played this game Cyclone back in the day, and I played a lot of that when I was younger, and that wasn't working, and I was frustrated by that.
That's
But
not very
whatever.
frustrating.
But it was a fun day. We had a good time.
So how long were you there for then?
We were there for a couple hours.
And how much did it cost to get in?
15.
$15.
Yep.
15 big uns.
Yep. And you could stay all day if you wanted. So they were like, we're open until midnight. I'm like, we're not staying until midnight. And
How many floors has it got?
just one. It only
Just
needs
the
one.
Okay.
Spread. So yeah, and they had a lot of driving games where you sit in the big car seat. And I think if they got rid of half of those, A, nobody would notice because they're all the same. And B, you could put in a lot of other classic games, like more Donkey Kong style games.
Also,
Because they had Gauntlet 2, but they didn't have Gauntlet 1. They don't have,
you could put more stuff in there.
yeah.
You
gotta-
could put more games in there as well.
But
Yeah.
you've got to remember, Duke, these machines are hard to get hold of. I mean, they're not, they're like gold dust.
I know. I'm just saying, though, they got a hold of all those car games. Just get rid of them. Throw them in the street.
What?
Well,
Oh,
see,
that's-
you see, I think Duke's having a bit of flashback to childhood here. He's being a little bit ungrateful, a little bit
I
like,
heard you want the pinball machine.
It's my birthday and I want the games I want. Where are the games I want?
Oh man, this is so cool being in Aladdin's castle playing all these video games. I'm having such a good time. Woo! Woo! What'd you get me for my birthday?
A bike.
A bike? I don't want a bike. I want Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy video game. Yeah. Man, I was such a dork back then.
You were.
Yeah.
You were.
Anyway,
What's
that was
Kev's
my
birthday, by the
story
way?
time for this weekend. So
Because
Yeah,
I have to apologise because normally I see the Facebook alert that says today is Eric's birthday or whatever, but I never saw it.
well, I don't
So,
care.
I didn't
I'll
wish
be
you happy
honest,
birthday.
if-
and
look,
nothing.
if all you do is write on my Facebook wall "Happy Birthday," that's nothing. That's you. The robot says type this, and you type it, and then that's it.
That's basically what happens.
Absolutely no significance to that whatsoever. You might as well not even bother.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
yeah.
tiny little nice thought, but not really. Go at it. I mean, if you're gonna do it, write something somewhat meaningful. Happy birthday to my buddy from college, or happy birthday to a good guy, or something like that.
I fucked your wife.
Right. Yeah, that, sure. Why not?
Exactly. That as well.
It doesn't need to be true. I'll just say it.
Okay, here we go then. Happy birthday, Duke, my podcasting buddy. You're a good guy.
Yeah, that would be good. I'd like that.
Doug,
How about
I would
that?
like to say that it's been a pleasure to podcast with you all these years, but I would like to say that, but it's a lie.
Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. Like,
All right, it's time to talk about what we've been playing.
What you been
I've got the Cyclone pinball thing on the screen, Dick.
Have you? Let's have a look at this.
That's not Cyclone.
That's what it says.
Really?
Look, Duke should know. He loved this pinball machine.
Well,
He
I don't
knows
recognize it from the top. That's the thing. I believe you if you say that's it, but
It's got like a clown at the bottom.
Clown?
Yeah.
Did it have a clown? Was it scary?
Yeah.
Was it like an
But
it clown?
But see, on the backboard though, there is the spinning wheel, and that's how I would recognize it. I never looked.
There's a spinning wheel, like, it's not on the backboard, but it's on the pinball bit. I don't know.
I don't know. There's
Yeah.
some sort of spinny wheel
Yep, I
thingy
noticed
bobby
that.
jig.
When we were playing pinball games, those machines are so complex.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
If it said like shoot the ball here to get multi-ball, that would be great. But instead, it's like 7 different paths for the ball to go, and like something. There was a Star Trek one I was playing, and there was this spot in the middle of the board where you would hit the ball on a regular basis, and it had like 9 lights. And I figured, oh, each time you hit it in there, it'll light up one. No, like half the lights would go on, and then they would all go.
But do you not think, to a certain extent, old pinball machines were like puzzle games in themselves, because it was all about working out how to do the multi-ball and what you needed to do to achieve that, and how to get the highest scores and the best multipliers and all that kind of
But
stuff.
if I play 3 games of it and I still can't figure out what the hell I'm doing, that's a problem with the design of the game. I'm sorry.
Get away with you, man. Some people play millions of games of these
Get
pinballs
away
before they
with
figure
your-
everything
what's
out.
your
Get
crazy-
away with you,
Shouldn't have
man.
to.
It was all about taking your money off you, so of course it wanted you to play multiple games before you
Once
figured
again, I
anything
have a
out.
problem with capitalism. What a shock.
Get
Yeah, there
away
you
with
go.
your man.
Get away with your man.
Welcome to the flip.
Good God, is this kangaroo shit on the screen right now? Is that what this is? Good God. It was just a goddamn Donkey Kong rip-off.
Yeah,
Terrible.
You
I
got a
said there was
delay
a
on the
little-
stream, mate, because that was like
little-
fucking ages ago.
I know, right?
I
That
have
was like
no idea what's happening with my stream then, but that's what I'm seeing right
We'll
now.
need to change it.
okay.
I'll give it a refresh. I'll give it a refresh
Refresh
and
it.
see if that helps anyhow.
Do that.
The thing goes grrrr.
Meanwhile, Chinny, what have you been playing?
Yeah, meanwhile, Chini, what have you been playing?
I've been doing this voice all week.
He's been doing
Have
this
you-
It's
voice
been
all
taking
week.
up a lot of my time.
I would imagine so.
People around me are starting to get annoyed. They don't
Not
talk,
me. Love it.
They don't talk
Yeah,
to me no
really.
more. My mum just
I think
sits there and
it's pretty
cries. She just cries. I've been playing PUBG, but before you
Oh,
go,
yeah.
no, come back, come back.
Oh, God, here we go.
What?
I've been playing it mostly on the old Xbox this week.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is that
Uh,
like,
In easy mode. You've been playing it in easy mode.
Easy
Is that
mode,
what you're saying?
yeah, easy mode. I got 10 kills and a chicken dinner yesterday.
What, a solo ticking on the Xbox? Is that what
It
you're
wasn't
saying?
a solo, it was a duo. But
See, you can't even do it on the Xbox on easy mode.
Stuart,
day you get a
stop,
chicken dinner
stop.
kind, the day you get to criticize
No,
Jimmy.
I'm not trying to get one.
Don't
so I
even
can
tell him
criticize
that.
on the
No,
one.
don't tell him that. Here's the sum that I've played solo. I haven't even played solo this week.
Yeah, that's because you
Ooh,
know. That's because you know you wouldn't get one, so you
No,
didn't.
no, no.
Yeah, bro.
It's because when I'm
That's
playing
why.
on the Xbox, I'm playing with paper. I'm playing with fans. You don't have
It's
any
because
fans.
That's because you're chicken, chicken.
When I play on the Xbox, it means I'm playing it with people that I like. You should try it sometime, Stu. Play games with people you like. Oh, wait a minute. You don't have any fucking friends. Fuck you.
Shots fired!
In that case, I definitely won't be playing with you then.
Fuck you. Fuck you. So quite, yes. I have to say, I quite like it on the Xbox because it's A, it's easy. And B, I'm playing with different people, so it's nice to play with different people.
So like different vibe. It's a different vibe on the Xbox.
Different vibes.
Is it less glitchy on the Xbox? Or is it the same
It's
amount of
like
glitchy?
it's very jank. It's jank as fuck. All
I
right,
was
but
going to
it's-
say, is it still as wonky as when it released, or have they
Yeah,
improved it?
It's
at all?
very laggy. Just before I came onto the show, I got kicked out because the game crashed. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it's still pretty bad.
Yeah.
But it's almost, the game crashing is almost part of the game. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it happens so often, you go, oh, my game's crashed. Okay, let's see if you can get you in before and protect your body before you come back in. It's like part of the game.
Right.
So it's not that big of a deal.
So if the game crashes and you manage to get back in, you'll resume where you left off.
You can always get back in, yeah, as long as you don't die, yeah. So like that becomes part of the game then. So especially if you're in a vehicle and you're not driving, you can just leave the person in the vehicle because no one checks the vehicles.
Hopping around.
Yeah, and then just like sort of we'll park that there. No one will see you, and you'll be back in.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so that's fun. But it's good. It's good. And I was thinking before, like, because I'm so used to the PC version, when I played the Xbox version, it's quite daunting. You know what I mean? Like how shit it is compared to the PC version. But now, because I haven't played the PC version for a while...
So is that in every aspect, like looks, smoothness, all that kind of shit? Or is it just in certain aspects?
In certain aspects. Like, obviously, graphics don't matter that much. So, I don't really... Obviously, it doesn't look as good as the PC version. But I would argue that the PC version doesn't look that great either. Anyway.
No, it doesn't.
It's not a great looking game. So I don't think that matters. What's quite nice about the Xbox version is that you know that everybody's got the same graphical settings, because a lot of people on the PC down their graphical settings regardless of what PC they have, because they can see better in the greenery and the shrubs, right? But on the Xbox, you know that everybody's on a level playing field. So you know that if you're hiding in a bush, lol, that you know that like that bush is there for other people, lol.
Yeah.
But in the PC,
so you know that if you're in the bush, no one can see you in the bush.
Yeah,
that's correct.
So that's one thing that I like. They've improved some things. Like they've improved like a common strat would be people would hide in vehicles towards the end of the game, just driving around because it's harder to shoot people in a vehicle on a controller. So what they've done there is they've made the vehicles easy to blow up, so you can shoot them and make them blow up quicker on the Xbox version. The other thing as well is like on when you're parachuting, it used to take ages to turn around, like to look around. So when you're parachuting, you want to see who's around you. They've increased that, so it's getting better. It's fine. This is basically like 8 months ago what the PC version was like. It was jank as fuck. It was shit. It crashed, but it'll get there. And
I think what's kind of cool is that they are putting a lot of time into improving the game, and keep developing it and putting new stuff in all the time, rather than just putting it out there and going, "Oh, we sold 4 million copies of this. It don't really matter what we do now. It's all good. We've made loads of cash off it."
Exactly. They've said that they're concentrating on optimizing and making it sure that it's all nice. I don't know. It's fine. I've come to appreciate the Xbox version just as good. So if people are hesitant and going like, maybe it is the PC version, that's the one. But to be honest, I think if you only play the Xbox version, it'd be absolutely fine. I've been really enjoying it. I've been preferring playing the Xbox version recently, just because. I mean, I know I joke and say it is easier, but it is easier, which means I get more kills, which means like I enjoy it, and I do like the PC version, but I'm still trying to get my solo chicken dinner. So I don't know. It's just playing squads and playing duos is way more fun, whether it's on PC or Xbox.
Can I just say as well, while we're talking about sort of PC versus Xbox, etc. Have you heard of GeForce Now?
I've heard GeForce, the movie starring hamsters.
Right, which is obviously the Nvidia graphics cards as such.
Right.
Are called Nvidia.
That's not what
GeForce.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about GeForce, the animated movie.
All right. Well, I don't know whether you've heard of this. You obviously haven't. But what Nvidia are doing is basically. It's a little bit like OnLive, kind of, but an improved version of that. So what it is, they've got these remote PCs that are running really high specs, and then you link your Steam library to this in the cloud, and then it'll run the games on your PC via this super PC in the cloud, and you'll be able to run games that you obviously wouldn't normally be able to run on a bog standard PC. Does that kind of make sense?
No.
So you'll have a virtual gaming PC in the cloud that you can access all your games from, but it sort of runs them at higher settings than your PC would be ever capable of doing. So for people who wanted to play PUBG, for instance, on a PC but didn't have a decent PC to do it, this would enable it.
Yeah, I wasn't listening because I was too busy getting the trailer for GeForce. Like, I don't think you understand how good this movie is. It's hamsters that can talk and they're like spies.
Is it?
Yeah, look.
It does sound
Look,
great.
he's got like a little badge and everything.
But anyway, needless to say, here's the thing, though. Here's
No,
the thing.
I don't think you understand this movie,
Yeah,
Stuart Fowler.
Wait. You said there's rodents. What kind of rodents?
what kind of rodents?
I think they're guinea pigs.
Hey, it's Will Arnett.
Will Arnett, yeah.
Yeah, there
Jerry
you go.
Bruckheimer. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, it's going to be a masterpiece.
Well, yeah.
This came out in
good.
2009.
What the hell is this?
I want to watch
2009, we got 5.1 on IMDb. It's got Will Arnett, Penelope Cruz, Zach
I'm so
Galifianakis,
glad you recommended this, Stu.
Bill Nighy. How do you say his name? I don't know.
Oh yeah, Bill Nighy. That's
Uh,
him.
and it's also got Justin Mentel.
Oh yeah,
These hamsters look like they have attitude, man. They got like sunglasses.
Agent Speckless. I love it. Wow.
I'm an agent of Spectre.
Anyway, I'm glad that we covered the GeForce experience.
No, anyway, GeForce Now, I have signed up for.
So what is it?
So basically, it's a cloud computer
Right.
that you access from your PC, but it allows you to have like a 1080 graphics card setting basically without the card in your PC.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
It's like on live.
It is like on live, but a much
Why didn't
more.
you say that?
Well, it is and it isn't. It is. It's sort of. I don't really know, but it's a much
Really
more.
know.
It's a much more updated version of OnLive. It doesn't have games in the servers, so it's not like you're running the game remotely. You're accessing the power of the PC remotely.
The power of the PC.
So it's slightly different in the way.
Power of the PC.
one man should have all that power. But I have signed up for the beta. Now, I did sign up using 2 separate email accounts, so I'll be getting 2 activation codes.
Oh, it's illegal.
So I will potentially give one of those away to either one of you guys or give it away on the show or whatever, if that's
Well,
possible.
you know, we care about our listeners, Stu. So what I'm saying is, because I care so much, you should give it to me.
Yeah. Exactly. But you've already got a decent graphics card in your
Hey,
PC.
fuck your man.
So you've already got the capability.
So what?
But it is quite funny, right? Because I applied for this ages ago and then forgot all about it. And then just about 2 days ago, I got 2 emails, obviously, on the 2 separate accounts. And it basically says, we can now confirm your place in the beta is confirmed. Many of your fellow gamers across North America and Europe are chomping at the bit to join the GFN movement. And we're adding capacity as fast as we can. It may take up to a few months to receive your activation code, so it's going to be a while, apparently. So there you go.
That's
But obviously
incorrect, I'm afraid. According to Grammarist.com and every other source in the world, one definition of a bit is a metal mouthpiece used for controlling a horse. These are the senses meant in the idiom champing at the bit, which refers to the tendency of some horses to chew on the bit when impatient or eager.
That is true, but they've done
So it's
chomping.
champing, not
It is
chomp.
champing. I do agree. It is champing at the bit.
Yes.
But anyway, look, we're not here to correct their grammar.
I'm here. I'm everywhere to correct everyone's grammar.
But anyway, apparently it'll take a few months to receive my code. But when I do, I'll let you know if it's any good or whether it's shit. And like we say, there's no details to how much it's actually going to cost to use this
A few times, a few months.
Ain't nobody got time for that. But the cool thing about this is if you have access to this, you can play any game in your Steam library. So it's not like I say, it's not a service. You don't have to rebuy the games or any of that bollocks. It's just basically accessing the power.
Not.
There you go. So there you go. So it may be good. It may be shit. Who knows? We'll find out, I guess. So anyway, back to you, Shinny. Sorry.
Anyway, that was boring.
Look, it's been informative to our listeners.
My brother's in the chat.
Oh, yeah,
My brother's in the chat. My brother's in the
It
chat.
is.
My brother's in the chat. He didn't
Oh,
know
he
it's
didn't
right.
have look. He's apologising for not sending a speak
Oh,
pipe.
hey, ginger balls.
There you go.
Right.
Bet he loves that. I bet he loves it.
Yeah, he loves that. He's never been called. He's never been made fun of his hair before.
I bet he hasn't.
Right now. What do you mean you didn't have time to send one in? What are you doing now?
Yeah, what are you doing now? Yes, do one. Do it. Anyway, only takes 90 seconds. 90 seconds, man. Get it on. Right, go
Anyway.
on, carry on. Yeah.
Control the show, Stu. You're supposed to
I'm
be the fucking
trying.
host.
I don't care. I like
No,
causing
you,
the mayhem
you
as
say
well.
you control the show, and then you go on this weird tangent, and then you're the one who gets distracted. You get distracted by yourself.
No, I was just saying, if people want to play it on PC, there's a way to do it. Then they don't have to pay thousands of pounds like you did to make sure they can play PUBG.
I have no idea.
Anyway.
Um,
So anyway, carry on.
my brother's asked a question. It's quite long.
Oh God, is it question time already? What's he got? Let's hear it then. What is it?
If the time come and you had to go to Valhalla, heaven, or the other side, or whatever, and you can only take one console, what console and what game would it be?
One game.
One game.
One game.
One
Yeah,
console.
we've done this quite a few times, I guess.
Skyrim.
Yeah, you see, Duke's always gonna say that.
Yeah, I am. Can I say
Skyrim.
I'll take Kangaroo.
yeah. Yeah. Only we can have
PUBG.
Duke doing the sound
It'd be
effects.
PUBG.
PUBG.
PUBG. PUBG.
I don't know what I'd take. I really don't, to be honest. Probably Witcher 3, I guess.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have answered that question, Pete.
Yeah, we have answered it a few times. Usually it's what would you take to a desert island and stuff, innit? We usually get.
Anyway, I've been playing another game.
Well, what, really? Another game?
Another game.
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed London.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ascreed.
Assassin's Creed London.
Martin had a dream.
And
yeah, I don't know how many hours I'm in this now. I'm probably like at least fucking 6, maybe about 6. Oh, Dan. That's how you spell Landon, isn't it? Yeah. So this is the one where you got two main characters, Evie and Jacob. And Jacob's a cheeky bastard. He's like, fucking hell, what the fuck are we doing all this for then? And Evie's like, come on, fucking Jacob, take it seriously. We're going to be fucking assassins. And that's the plot. And you bump into everybody famous, as you do in London. You know, every time I go to London, you always bump into the most key, influential people in the world. You just bump into them. So you bump into Charles.
Down the street. Hey, Karl Marx, what's happening?
No, I haven't bumped into Marxy.
It's Karl with a capital K. Get it? Because he wrote Das Kapital.
Yeah. No, I didn't get that. I bumped into Charles Dickens. I bumped into Mr. Darwin.
And Charles Dickens was like, "Oh, it's the best of assassins. It's the worst of assassins."
Yeah, there's some other people as well. But it's a good game. But the thing is, it is a good Assassin's Creed game, and I played Unity, so with Unity, I can't remember a single thing about the main character. And I think that's what it felt like. All the characters and everything was just a bit flat. Whereas in this one, you remember the characters, you sort of know what's going on roughly. But it's the same usual shit, you know. Get stuff, bad people, kill them. So it's nothing different. But I just remember, Unity was just so forgettable, and there's lots of things wrong with Unity. So this one's alright. It's got a lot of good set pieces, good missions. But you can totally tell that this is like a tired format. Do you know what I mean? Like this was like it's a good Assassin's Creed game, but it wasn't enough, and it doesn't feel like enough at all. So I mean, I think it was Unity that sort of made them have the break initially, but you can see that this wasn't really anything. It wasn't inspired or anything. It was just Assassin's Creed at this point was a formula that they were following, and it was working for them for a while, and it stopped working for them. And it's an okay game. It gets a little bit repetitive, a little bit boring. And I don't really think they justify having two main characters very well. In GTA, you have missions where you swap from one to the other.
Yeah, they do make you do that, though. There are certain missions where you have to play as him or her, I noticed as I played the game.
There's a bit of it, but there's not, like, tons of it.
Yeah, not to the same extent, no.
And, like...
Sounds like it's not useful or interesting.
And like the skill tree, there's a skill tree, and there's about 3 or 4 skills that Jacob has, and like 3 or 4 skills that Evie has. But I thought they would be completely different. I thought they would feel so different. But they don't. They're pretty much the same character. So there's no real benefit to playing one or the other, really. It's just whoever you prefer. I
think I enjoyed the setting more than the actual characters. I liked the London setting. I liked it was kind of cool going around London and seeing all these historical sites and, completing missions within them, which I thought was really good. I played mainly as Evie. I very rarely played as him unless it was part of the story and I had to.
Yeah, I mainly play as Jacob, but I don't, not because I've made a choice.
Is he because you is sexist?
Yes.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. No, I play as Jacob because I don't really think about it. Like I just play whoever I've got selected. So when I have to select Evie for the other missions, I just leave it. I don't swap them round. I just play as whoever because I don't care. Like they're both just exactly the same. There's no real difference between them. I think I've just upgraded Evie where if she stays still, she turns invisible. And there's a perk for Jacob where you can get headshots instantly. So that there's only like really, really minor differences. But
instant headshots and instant invisibility don't sound like minor traits.
But like they don't get to play that much, really. Yeah. The instant headshots only come when you're trying to dodge a bullet, and the invisibility only happens when you're sort of in, like in a red area. So,
gotcha.
I don't know. It's nothing. It hasn't blown me away, but it hasn't made me. It's done nothing wrong either. Do you know what I mean? It hasn't really done anything bad. It's just a decent Assassin's Creed game. But if Unity had never existed, I definitely would have still gone, Assassin's Creed needs to do better. Obviously, they've done Origins now.
Yeah, but you see, I feel, obviously, I can't totally speak for Origins because I've only played a very small part of it and not for that long. But the impression I got with Origins is almost strayed too far from the Assassin's Creed formula.
I don't know.
It didn't feel like Assassin's Creed anymore.
Well,
I don't know.
I feel like without playing it for a while, you can't judge it too much. But...
No, you're probably right. You are probably right, but that's how it felt from the short time that I played it.
But anyway, so that's all I've been playing. So I've been getting off the PUBG a little bit and getting on with a different game because I'm conscious that I don't know if you guys ever struggle with this. I know Duke doesn't really give a shit, but I certainly think about it. Whereas, like, if I play too much of one game, then like I feel like I've got nothing to talk about. So
yeah, well, that's Duke don't care. He just talks about the same games.
No, I
week.
think that's wrong because Duke sometimes plays like a quick little demo or something that
he does. No, it is true.
Sure. I'm aware of it. I'm just not going to refrain from playing the games I love in order to have something to talk about.
Yeah. No, I agree, and I don't disagree. That's fine.
I do want to be interesting on the show.
Yeah.
Just that if I have to make a choice between playing the games I love and being interesting, I'll be like, being interesting isn't all that great.
Well, look,
yeah, it's fine.
Fraser, I was listening to the Game Punchers with Fraser and Steve and all them, and this is like an old show. I think I'm a little bit behind, but Fraser was saying like literally all he wants to do is play PUBG, and that's how I feel. Do you know what I mean? Like it hasn't gone away, and all I want to do is play PUBG. All I want to do, and then part of me thinks I should do it because it ain't gonna last forever.
It ain't gonna last forever. It's not gonna last forever.
No, but people are gonna move on and play different games, aren't they? I can't play Call of Duty 4 now with friends because
that's true.
No, that is true. I guess
that's what I'm getting at.
But what you've got to think though is these games like PUBG now they're trying to make them into a platform that people play
as much
forever.
as they do that. I don't know. I mean, but you don't know.
Look at Rocket League.
But you don't know. You don't know.
No, Rocket League's not a platform though. It's just a game.
No, it isn't. But it's seen almost like that because people play
That's not my point.
Forever.
That's not the point. But the people that I play PUBG with might move on. Whether the game people play
exactly.
the game,
yeah,
that's different.
Who do I play Rocket League with? Antonio and Defoe a little bit, and no one. That's who.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of people playing Rocket League. It's not like it's gone away.
No,
or
but
it's
who
losing
cares?
momentum.
Like you don't know those people. What I'm saying is.
Exactly.
Like,
it might as well be six
the
people.
The group
playing.
of friends that you play it with, while they're still playing it, you should play it.
I mean, to be fair to Stu, there are some you can't play. I guess you could play Call of Duty 4 if you wanted to, but you can't play Battlefield 2 Modern Combat.
No, but I can't.
Servers are offline.
I can't play Call of Duty 4 with the people that I used to play it with, which is the reason
why I would
want to play it.
That's true.
Yeah, but if you take,
I
was going to say, but if you take a game like PUBG, is that not just similar to something like Counter-Strike? No. Or could become that sort of big where
all
it never really loses momentum.
All I'm saying is I think I should play PUBG while it's still in people's mind, in the friends that I play with's minds.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm not.
Let's move on.
I'm not. But what I'm saying is, I think it's still going to be around for a long time.
That's
I don't
not
think
my
it's just
point.
going to go away.
Let me argue this point.
I'm not arguing with that, but the people say, okay, I'll put names to it just so it sinks in. The people I play with on the PC,
No, it's not gonna sink in.
Fraser, Sean, Kev, they're not going to play. Neil, they're not going to play PUBG forever, are they?
It depends if anything comes to replace it, I guess.
Say no, of course they're not going to play it forever. God,
Not
people
forever,
want
but it's not.
In the WhatsApp chat, they already talk about different games like Escape to Torvalve and all that stuff. They already and they tried to get me to buy
but
GTA 5.
It's not like they're not gonna go back every now and again to have a game.
But then
That'll still be there.
It's diluted then, isn't it? It's all spread out then. That's what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, it won't be as often.
So
It's
fuck
a bit
you.
like a marriage, Ginny. At the moment, right, you might be having a sex like a rabbit all the time, right? When you get married, you might only do it once a week or twice a week, you see, but you'll still be good when you do it. So, like, that's what PUBG will be like. You might not do it as often, but when you do it, you'll still enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
Person Stuart Fowler.
It's a good analogy. What's
Okay.
the matter with you?
Anyway, on that one, AC Landon is all right. I haven't been playing. No, I haven't been playing anything else. Just those two. So I reckon I'll get Assassin's Creed done by next week, hopefully.
Done. Yeah, it's not terribly big. It's sort of average length for an Assassin's.
Yeah, but you won't do all the side missions like I would.
No, do I bollocks? I can't be doing any of that shit.
Did you liberate all the area and everything?
Yes, I did all of that. Yeah, to be fair, I did do all that.
Oh, that's quite a lot actually. So. Good.
Yeah, so I did liberate every area in the city and stuff. But you have to do quite a lot of that as part of the story missions anyway to continue to do it.
Oh, yeah, because I do them anyway. So like, I do them and then I do the story missions. The only ones I don't like are the bounty hunt ones where you've got to kidnap somebody and
and get the body in the bloody stagecoach.
Yeah, you can kill them.
Yeah, but you don't get. Do you not get as many points if you kill them or something?
But I was like thinking I'll just fucking kill them. Like who cares?
Yeah. There's a penalty, isn't there, if you kill him? I can't remember what it is.
You don't get the bonus. That's all.
That's right. That's right. So I must admit, I did try. My most hated missions were the ones where you had to tail something across the rooftops.
Yeah. No one
gets.
No one likes.
Because a couple of times you'd get with Assassin's Creed game as we discussed last week, where you just get stuck on the side of something randomly.
Yeah.
And that'd happen, and you'd lose track, and then it'd start doing the frigging countdown time. You're like, you're trying to then get to where you need to be, and then you're sticking on stuff you don't want to stick on, and then it's like, restart the mission. And it's like, oh, bollocks.
There's still a lot of dumb shit that happens with Assassin's Creed. Like, your character just hangs off stuff, or... there's a lot of weird stuff that happens.
I think that's when Assassin's Creed is at its most frustrating is when you sort of have to restart a mission through no fault of your own, through nothing you've done, just because the game mechanics are
at one point I just jumped because what you're supposed to do, if you hold right trigger and B, it's supposed to never throw you off to kill yourself, like it finds a way down. And I did that, and he just jumped off a bridge and killed himself.
Yeah.
So,
but it doesn't happen that often, so I guess in some ways you can kind of forgive it.
But anyway, that's what I've been playing. Assassin's Creed Landon and PUBG for the Xbox.
Right, go on, Duke. What have you been playing?
First, I have to tell you, I always send an email home on the first day of classes to parents being like, hey, I'm your parent's teacher, or I'm your child's teacher. Here's something about me. Tell me about your kid. And this parent wrote back to me, please direct any inquiries to name of the student. And I said, but they typed injuries instead of inquiries. So they wrote, please direct any injuries to Susan. I was like, yes, I'm going to hurt your leg. Anyway. Rocket League every day, Rocket League. Oh yeah, Rocket League. There is actually news about Rocket League.
You say that every week, and it's something completely inconsequential.
Well, guess what? This is going to be consequential because they've announced the rewards for the season.
Oh God!
I'm gonna get a platinum set of wheels.
Wowzers, brilliant. You see,
disappointed.
Platinum is kind of the worst metal, really.
Never mind about that.
No, well, like, as a precious metal, right? It's meant to be the best, but it just looks like silver. So it's not that cool, is it? Because it doesn't look any different to silver, man. Unless you got it tested, you couldn't tell the difference by looking at it. I tell you, rubbish. What? Smart. What?
If you ran Rocket League, it would go bronze, silver, gold, then what?
Shit. Diamond would be cooler.
It's what's in between gold and diamond.
Diamond.
What's in between?
Rubies.
Moron.
Sapphires.
The point is, I'm pretty disappointed that we're going to get wheels because I don't really care about wheels.
What do you want? A platinum car? What do you want?
I want a platinum car would be cool. A platinum goal explosion. They've introduced no free goal explosions, and it's so bogus because it's all about money. They know that's what people are spending.
You know
money.
what's funny, Jude? You've become less about winning the games or getting better at playing the game, and more about what am I going to get for my rewards. That's all you care about.
About winning the games because I know you don't care.
I don't care about the rewards, to be honest.
It's obvious you don't care about any of it. I don't
care. Freaking Rocket League.
Anyway, the point is that I'm going to get some platinum wheels, I guess, and I can't tell if they're going to be animated or not, but they better be because that'll be something.
So are they going to be spoked? What are they going to be like?
And they had images up on the blog, but I don't really care enough to find them or give them to Chinny. So anyway, that's the news on Rocket League. Moving on.
Move on.
Yeah, I played some more. Actually, I finished a game. You put it in the description of last week, but that's my bad because I put it in the notes before you posted last week's show.
That's funny. That is funny. I don't remember you talking about it, but I thought maybe I just missed it.
Yeah, it's funny. It's hilarious.
Right. No one reads those apart from you anyway. It's all good.
Anyway, the game is called Zenge or Zengi or whatever you call it. And it's a very interesting game. It's a puzzle game. It's got all these sliding pieces. And the whole idea is that you have to figure out how they're going to slide together. And sometimes you'll put one into place and then you realize, oh, I can't put that into place until I move this other piece into place. So you have to unslide it and then slide it back. And when you finish sliding the images together, you get this very beautiful painting or whatever.
Weirdly, that's the reason why I probably put it in the show notes, because although I haven't played it, I've heard of this game.
Yeah.
So that's why it was kind of familiar. And I thought, oh yeah, I must have played it. Because I've heard of it. Yeah, it makes these lovely illustrations, aren't they, when you finish the picture? They're
pretty cool illustrations, no doubt about it. So, it's elegant, simplicity, and it doesn't get like hard when you get to the end, but it just gets complex. Like there's a lot of different, it starts out with just sliding things around, and eventually it introduces flipping things forward and backwards, side to side, up, down. And then eventually it's rotating and flipping, and then it's shrinking, flipping, rotating, teleporting, shrinking, all that. So eventually you have to, figure out quite a few steps to getting the puzzle fixed. But it never becomes frustrating. It never reaches a point where it's like you're stuck and you have to start all over.
It's kind of like a more complex version of those tile puzzles that you used to get as a kid, where you had to complete the picture, but It is. That's basically what it is, but more complex.
That's exactly what it is. And I always love those. Like, I still like those a lot. So, it was a good fit for me. And it's cheap, if you can get it on sale for like $1 or something.
It looks pretty good. It does look pretty good.
Zenge, whatever it is. Good stuff. Thumbs up. Still playing The Division. Cleared out, I think it was Clinton. There's one, the bounty missions are always the hardest ones for me because they're pretty tough to take those guys down, But so there's one where he's in this like gas station or something, and you have to go around this wall. And so the entrance to the gas station, there's no doors or anything, but it's just like there's this area outside, and then there's a wall, and then you can either go left or right around it, and then you go into the actual warehouse or whatever it is, or gas station. But oh, it was so infuriating because I must have died like 10 times trying to take this dude down. And it was just like, come on, man, help me out. But I
don't remember any of this.
Yeah, I do. But I do remember some of these missions being really hard. Like the enemies were just like bullet sponges.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's the thing too, is that like when you finally get to because you have to kill the second lieutenant and then the first lieutenant and then the guy comes out, and he finally comes out like he'll run right at you and like total bullet sponge, and it's like you got to keep running away. But as soon as you go out in the open, dead.
I remember doing one, and it took me about 5 times to kill this guy. It was so difficult.
Yeah, and I got stuck too on the Times Square one. You remember the Times Square because you have to. It's all open. And so there's like
I remember the one I always remember was one and it was like a garage or something.
Yeah, I think that might be the
guy. Oh god, and the guy came out and he was massive, like the main guy.
Yeah.
And he was just like killed me nearly every single time. And I used to like run away and I'm like hiding behind a truck, and then he come running out from behind the truck, and I was like and he was literally just like almost like cat and mouse, running from one side of the map to the other, trying to just avoid him and then shoot him a bit and then avoid him, try and get some more ammo.
Yeah, turret was my best friend there because you set the turret up and he'll have to deal with that, and while he does that, you can shoot him in the head.
Yeah. It's just finding a tactic, isn't it, really, with these sorts of enemies?
And it's trial and error. It's you learn a little bit, you fail, keep trying, fail.
Imagine if PUBG looked as good as The Division.
Exactly. Yeah. But he doesn't have to, does he? And that's what you said earlier. It doesn't really matter.
But imagine if it did.
Imagine if it did.
Imagine if it did. Did you have they implemented this new lobby system on the PC then, where they've done away with the sort of animated lobby, or is that just on the Xbox version they're doing that?
I still see random people running around the safe houses.
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm just going back to PUBG with Chinny as he goes.
Wow.
Because they've said that they're doing away with the animated lobby, where everyone's just running around before the match starts.
Still there.
It's still there, but they're saying they're doing away with it because it's one of the things that'll improve performance, because it doesn't use as much memory if they don't have all these people, like 100 people running around.
That would make sense.
It would. So I think that might be Xbox version only that they're doing that, though. So they're getting rid of it. So there you go. Improving all the time. So Division, it still looks good, I must say. I do look at this and I do sort of have a feeling of like, it would be cool to go back and play it again for a bit, because it does look cool.
I just wish it was a better game.
Yeah, well, there is always that.
I wish it was better than what it was, because it had so much potential, I think, is why I'm frustrated with The Division.
What kind of thing would you want?
I suppose more sort of, more of a campaign, I think.
Yeah.
Like a co-op, more of a co-op game than anything. I just want Wildlands, but the Division setting.
I don't understand the big difference between Wildlands and the Division.
Because it's messy, isn't it? There's like so much like loot and bollocks. And,
there's a lot of loot, but
I didn't like it.
That's what the game's all about, man. Getting the loot.
My problem with Division was that I really, really enjoyed it at the start, and I got bored of it because I felt it was just a bit samey.
It's very samey, yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, there's not a lot of story in this game, and I suppose Wildlands doesn't really have a story in it either, but it's got more of a story than this, I guess.
Like what I liked about Wildlands is like it was quite simple, really. It sort of looked like a military simulation game. It was trying to be authentic, but really it controlled really easily, really simple. Controls were easy. And you could just, that's what I appreciate about Wildlands, and I feel like the Division was trying to be, it's this Destiny sort of grab, isn't it, where it's like, trying to be an online game and trying to like get this like sort of feedback of like getting more loot, and I don't know, it just doesn't really do it for me.
I agree, and I'm like I said last week, I don't think the loot thing really does it for me. I don't really care much about the loot stuff. But on the other hand, I think one of the things that the Wildlands did better was kind of bring you into the story. Division was just like, you're in New York, everything's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, go shoot bad guys.
Yeah.
And like help us reconnect these electrical things, and that was it.
Yeah,
and I finished it. I still have no idea what the final boss was all about. Like, why was I shooting him? Why do we hate him?
That's
Who
true.
knows?
That's true. And yeah, you're right, because even though Wildlands wasn't a great story, you sort of knew what was going on, and I remember it.
El Sueño, dude. Man.
I remember El Sueño, and I remember like I have images in my head of like what happened, like not word for word, but like in the Division, like you're right. I remember the tutorial. And that's about it. really, and
There's
shooting.
cleaners.
Say it again.
There's the cleaners, and occasionally you'll find a person who needs an energy drink.
Yes, there's that, and shooting petrol,
And
like,
shoot
the gas cans on people's backs. I remember doing that.
Yeah, that was always fun. To be fair.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow, the Division.
So anyway, Division. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. It's exactly what I want it to be, which is to say, shooting things.
Have you seen what Fraser's put in the chat? Division would be better if it was only like PvP, maybe like 100 people, and if you're killed, you're out. And with some sort of shrinking circle.
Welcome to the flower shop.
Actually, do you know what though? A battle royale mode in the Division would be cool.
I'm surprised that I haven't done it yet.
It would be cool though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been playing a new game.
Ooh.
In New York.
A new game.
I know that. And wow.
It's relatively new. It's not brand new, but
I don't know. Why don't you play something small and simple?
it's called Everspace.
Okay.
And it's a roguelike. So it's kind of FTL-ish, but you're not in charge of, in FTL, you're in charge of different people in a ship, and you have to, open and close doors and tell people where to go. But in this, you are the ship, kind of like Galaxy on Fire or, whatever, standard space game. Okay. Elite, I suppose, is like this too. And yeah, you fly around different areas, and then you warp into the next area. And each area has, a few things to explore in terms of like getting resources. There's occasionally some bad guys. The farther you go along the path, the more bad guys you're going to encounter. Now here's the twist. It's kind of like Rogue Legacy, because when you die, you get a certain amount of money, and you can spend that money upgrading your ship. And so the next time you go through, your ship is a little bit stronger.
So are the maps roguelike in so much as they're randomly generated, so it's different each time you go through it?
I suppose. To be honest, I haven't really paid attention that much. They feel very samey. So if they are randomly generated, it's not too very different. Like you basically have like two branching paths to go to in terms of the map. And then when you get to an area, I think those are randomly generated.
It looks pretty cool, I must admit.
It's well done. It looks great. The gameplay feels good. The biggest problem is that the areas are pretty empty. So when you get to you're supposed to be collecting fuel so you can keep making your jumps. And you have, when you start, you have crap weapons. Like they're just garbage. But the one weapon you do have that's good is missiles. But you run out of missiles very quickly. Okay, so how do you get more missiles? Well, you can make more missiles. And when you hit tab, the whole game pauses, which is very nice. So if you need to repair your ship or whatever, you can hit pause and then repair your ship. Or you could, if you found the nanobots to repair your ship. How do you find nanobots? I have no idea. Like, I've been playing this for probably about 2 hours now, and I have no idea how you're supposed to get nanobots.
Have you not Googled it yet? Have you not gone, I wonder how you do it? Let's Google that shit.
I always want to try to figure those things out as much as I can without going to Google.
That's not how the kids do it these days, Duke.
Yeah, you just Google that shit, man.
I don't want to Google it.
Looks,
you Google
it. This game looks a lot like Elite.
Yeah. The sense I get is that it's if Elite were less, spaced out. And that's the thing. Like, there's no trading, really. I mean, there's sort of, but not really. It's mostly just, you can blast apart asteroids, but only a very few of them. There's, very few asteroids you can actually destroy. And so you can get a few mineral resources doing that. Occasionally, you'll find, a abandoned wreck of a ship, and you can blast open its cargo hold and get a little bit of fuel or whatever out of that. But for the most part, like I said, these areas are pretty much empty. And sometimes you'll come across a ship that you could, salvage stuff off of. But as soon as you do, you realize that it belongs to this faction, and suddenly the faction starts attacking you. So it's kind of hard to figure out exactly what's going on when you start playing it. And there's this story involved where it's like, I'm experiencing time loops. So the fact that you die and go back to the beginning of the map again, you do a run, that's built into the story. So they're kind of talking about some blood disease, and it causes you to experience time loops. And it's not very well explained, and I don't really care that much. I think they could have done some interesting things with the story, but they kind of didn't. I mean, maybe I haven't really been through too much of it, but it's good. I mean,
it looks all right. I mean, it does look pretty cool.
It's very pretty.
It is very pretty. It plays very well. Like the controls are pretty smooth. You can, make your ship go obviously up, down, left, right. You can make it hover. You can make it go, forward, backward, and then hover up and down. So you have to maneuver at certain moments into very kind of nimble spaces. And that's kind of cool to be like, scavenging around inside the burnt out husks of these other ships.
Sorry, did you say there was an actual campaign and story, or is it just like
the whole thing is like a story? Yeah. So I mean, it's not really a very good story, and it doesn't come up much. But you have like a computer telling you, this sector seems safe, or whatever. And so when you die, he'll say like, "Should I remind you of the basic controls, sir?" or whatever. So it's
so what you're saying is the story's kind of a bit like what was that Tom Cruise film? Was it Edge of Tomorrow?
I never saw that. Yeah,
where he keeps on repeating the same day over and over till he gets it right because he's in stuck in a loop.
Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, kind of like Space Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, and the thing that's most frustrating to me is that I've been playing, like I said, I've been playing for probably like 1 or 2 hours now, and I don't really feel like I'm getting much stronger. And I don't know, it makes me wonder what the value is of doing it this way instead of just making it like an actual regular space game. You know what I mean? Like, why should I go through getting killed over and over again and then barely upgrading my ship? And especially because I can't tell how to, I mean, okay, so let's say you kill an enemy and you go near his ship, you'll absorb some of his fuel or, some ore or whatever. But sometimes his weapons will be there floating in space and you can swap out your weapon with his weapon. So maybe he'll have a weapon that was a little better. But the other part of it is you have a certain energy core or whatever it is, right? So you can shoot your main laser, boom, 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 right? But as soon as your energy core is used up, you have to wait for it to regenerate. So you can go boom, 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 and then it depletes the energy core, and then you can only go boop, boop, boop. So all of a sudden you have no firepower. Boop, boop. The Duchess made me repeat the sound effect. Thank you, Duchess.
Yes, we got that.
Right. So anyway, the point is that I get the feeling that if I stick with it, I'll become eventually like a real badass. But I don't know if I care enough to keep
bothered to get there or not.
Do you not think though, Duke? Right? I know you don't want to do this, but if you Googled how do I repair my ship with nanobots and found out how to do that, maybe it would make it a bit more easy to do or a bit more satisfying and less frustrating.
That's possible. I mean, I'm not too frustrated because, like I said, every time you go through, you're a little stronger, and I'm learning the mechanics as I go. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like they ought to, most games would show you like, go over here, get some nanobots, fix your ship. This game's like, screw you, hope you die. Like when you started out, you choose every time you do a run through. Yeah, every time you die, you start a new run, and every time you do, you pick the difficulty level. You can choose easy mode, which is like 25% less money at the end. You can choose difficult mode, which is like 50% more money or whatever. And then there's the regular mode, and it says how you're supposed to die. And the whole game is like you're gonna die a lot. And the first achievement that I unlocked was, when the first time you die, it's like you unlocked this achievement, you died. So it's like, it's kind of a weird, and it's Dark Souls. It's Super Meat Boy. It's like, this is punishing. You're going to suffer. And like, as I have established a long time ago, for the most part, those games don't appeal to me. So, it's not that it's not a good game. It's not that it's, I'm playing it. I keep going back to it, and maybe it's got its hooks in me enough. But
apparently, Duke, right? And I've just Googled this, and I know you didn't want to do this, right?
It's okay. I don't mind if you did that. Go ahead. Tell me.
But apparently it says tab key for in-game menu.
I've done that.
Repair tab.
Yeah.
And then click on wrench icon for what you can fix.
Right, but I can't fix anything because I don't have any nanobots.
Apparently you have to craft those.
How do you craft nanobots?
I don't know.
This is a very productive session.
Here we go. Crafting nanobots. Apparently, it's just a random drop.
Oh, well, then I've never seen any of those.
Yeah.
Interesting thing about that is...
So I don't know if I'm not looking hard enough or if I'm just not getting those random drops, but I feel like
right, this is one of your most hated things right here, Duke. Someone's gone, nah, there are too many nanobots already, just like fuel. I think you're afraid to kill stuff. Usually I'm overstocked on nanobots. I've got so many I don't even have to pay for repairs at this point.
Right. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I want to go to them and watch them do their English homework and just be like, "What? You don't know how to do this? Are you?
Yeah.
How are you not done with this essay yet? You're a fucking retard.
You're just shit because you don't find nanobots. Because you need to kill stuff to get nanobots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I said, it's a well-made game. I'm still playing it. I don't know how much I'll have to say about it next week, but for now, I'm still liking it, and it's on sale I think today. So. But I got it for real cheap on this summer sale.
And how cheap?
I think it was like $5. I think right now
it's cheap.
That's all right, and it looks pretty cool for $5. I have to say.
It's I've definitely got my money's worth. So.
It looks like it. I like the look of this game, to be honest.
The next one that I've been looking at, the next game I'll probably buy is called Colony Survival, which is like Minecraft meets Banished. And like the more I look at,
have you not thought about buying Subnautica? No, that's out fully.
I have Subnautica. I've had that for a while.
Well, that's fully released now. Apparently, it's really, really good as well. I've not played it for ages.
I looked at a lot of the reviews, and I was like, "Ooh, that sounds great. I should play this." Meh, whatever.
Have you actually played it at all?
No. Someone bought it for me, but I never played it. It's really bizarre.
You should give it a go. It's apparently now that it's fully released, it's really excellent.
And Jenny, did you say Rust is going to get released soon?
Yeah,
for real?
that's in the news. That's in this week's news.
I haven't seen anything about that.
Yeah,
I text Duke and I said, "Hey,
it's in the news, man.
Rust is going to be finished. Maybe we should
play it again.
Play it and see what it turned out to be.
Go back, maybe go back.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it because I didn't see. I tried to find out.
I've got it as well. We could do a reunion. Can we get Fraser back on?
Yeah.
That would be cool. We should do it. We should definitely do that.
Yeah.
Wowzers. Is that it, Duke? Anything else?
That's it.
That it for you. Right. I finished Lego City Undercover. That game is done.
Nice.
Except it's not done.
Oh.
So, story's done, which took about 22 hours. So it's a hefty game. It's a hefty game for a Lego game. But I've kind of got the itch, man. I've kind of got the itch. I finished all the story missions, and now I'm like just fannying around in the city and just doing daft shit and seeing what I can find. And there's a lot of stuff to discover. This game is huge. For a Lego game, it's like massive. But I'm getting that Crackdown vibe from it.
Ooh.
Where you're just running around, just doing random stuff to see what you can do.
You love your Crackdown.
I know, and they've included, although it is a little bit more frustrating than Crackdown, but it has that same sort of feel, where in each sector of the city, there's like the highest point that you've got to get to the top of, and then you sort of claim that sector by scaling it. But some of these are really difficult to do, and it is almost got that feeling like the same as Crackdown when you get near to the top, and if you fall, you're like, oh no, you fall all the way to the bottom and have to do it all again, and you're really starting to, when you get a bit nervous when you get towards the top of something like that, and you're like, oh, I've got to do it, and you're doing them last few jumps, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna make it. Oh, it's a bit like that, and it's so cool. I'm really, really enjoying it, and I'm like, I was like, shall I just get rid of it, sell it on eBay, or take it to Smelly Shop or whatever? But I've no urge to do that because I just want to keep on like fannying around. Because you know me, I follow all the story missions. I don't really take a lot of notice of the surroundings or what's going on around me.
It's not like you at all.
I know. But with this game, for whatever reason, I want to explore now. And obviously, towards the end of the game, you sort of unlock aircraft, like helicopters and like hover things, and like a jet. You get this like really cool personal jetpack thing that you can fly around with.
Right.
So they've got everything that a GTA game has got. Like everything's there. You've got cars, you've got planes, got helicopters.
Torturing people?
Not
Well, then it's
really.
not just like a GTA game.
Not
is it?
really. Not really. But it's just super cool. Really, really super cool. And yeah, I love it. I'm just like, I just love the game. And I just think I've had so much fun playing it. And then obviously we played a little bit in co-op with Millie, and I just think it's so good on so many levels. You know, story, characters, voice acting, everything about it is top notch, really, from my opinion. And you know, had I played this the year it came out, it would have been a contender for Game of the Year for me, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, it is that good.
Wow.
You know, it's such a good game, and it's such a great game for the younger kids who probably aren't old enough to play GTA. This is the closest you're gonna get for that.
Yeah, but they don't want to play this, do they? They want to play the real thing.
I know they do. I know they do. Well, you know, this is as close as it gets. So if you can pick this up cheap on anything, you know, because it's out for everything now, it's definitely worth it. Definitely recommend it. Second game I'm going to talk about tonight is a little bit of a surprise, really, and it's probably only the third time that I've done this in my whole gaming life. All right, which is play a demo and then buy the game straight after I've played the demo.
One time with BioShock.
Yes, BioShock was one of those.
And My Little
What was
Pony.
the other one?
My Little Pony, was it?
No.
Not a full boyfriend.
No, it's got a very monochrome little boy in it, I guess.
Limbo.
Limbo. Yeah, as soon as I finish the demo Limbo, I'm like, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
But yeah, funnily enough, I saw this demo on the PS4, and it's called Cat Quest, right?
Or cat.
Cat, as in a pussy cat.
I see.
As in a cat, right? And I thought, oh, I'll play this for the show. This will probably be quite funny, something to ridicule and say how shit it was, and you know, the usual stuff, something to poke fun at, whatever. Downloaded the demo.
Game of the Year 2018.
Downloaded the demo, right? And I'm like, this is actually pretty good. You know, you played as a cat. It's a bit silly, but it's got loads of in-jokes, loads of cat puns. And it's pretty good. The gameplay's good. The sort of dialogue, although it's all printed, you know, in voice bubbles and stuff, is pretty sharp. And it's a pretty interesting story. And I'm like, this is actually good. So I went onto the store. I'm like, how much is this thing? And it was $5.95. It was on 50% off. So I'm like, I'm buying this. And I've sort of played about maybe at least 2 or 3 hours already of this game. And
so what platform is this? PC?
It's on PC, it's on Steam as well, but it's full price on Steam. I think it's about a tenner on Steam, so it'll be about $15, I guess.
Yeah.
$15. It's super cute. It's cats, but it is quite edgy. You know, there's shit going down.
Well, they're doing cocaine or something.
They are doing cocaine. But basically, it's like an open world RPG. It's a bit weird because it's like an RPG overworld, but that's your open world, if you will.
Yeah, it looks like the combat is like action combat. Like it's
the combat's pretty good actually. I quite like the combat.
You have to stay in like a little dashed area or something.
Some only if it's like a boss battle,
like stick and move type of thing.
Yeah, it's a boss battle, but you can roll. So you basically wait till their attack as they start to glow red. When it fills the circle, that's when they're going to attack. So you have to roll out of the way at that point. But you can do like magic attacks, and then you can do obviously physical attacks. Now the physical attacks, as you do them, recharge your sort of magical energy, if you will. So you have to mix them about as you do them. You can unlock. You've got 4 slots for magic, and I think presumably as the game goes on, like a Templar went in. I think there was about 8 different magical attacks, but they only give you one at the beginning of the game. So I'm assuming you can sort of.
Said you defeated a dragon. You're a dragon blood. Really? You want to?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's lots of puns and jokes and Skyrim.
Skyrim a little more.
Oh yeah. There's some Skyrim references. Don't you worry.
Skyrim references. The whole idea behind the game is the same exact thing as Skyrim.
It's not. Your sister's been kidnapped.
Returned. Really?
Yeah. Of course. That's what I like about it.
Up on a mountain who want to meet with you.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. But it's. Do you know what? It's really good. And it's slick, and the gameplay's quite fun, and there's little dungeons that you have to explore and get, like, and obviously there's loot, so you keep on opening, like, chests, and then you get better weapons and better armor, and obviously they all have different stats, but it's really simple. You know, there's nothing complex about it at all. It's it's just a really cool little RPG. And when I've had a look on Steam, you know, like obviously the people who've completed it seems to be around 11 to 15 hours.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, it's fine. You know what I mean? It's £5. I'd definitely look if you've got a PS4. I don't know whether there's a demo on Steam, but if you've got a PS4, I'd definitely recommend you at least play the demo and see what you think. You know, give it a go. If you like RPGs, it's pretty good. I must admit, like I say, I was kind of blown away at sort of the level of quality of this thing. Because I just thought it was going to be a bit shit, and it's actually pretty good. So there you go. Give it a go.
Cat Quest.
Cat Quest. Give it a go. And obviously there's quest boards a la Witcher. So there's that as well. So they seem to have liberally stolen off various RPGs to do stuff. And what's the other cool thing, and it's just seen it happen on screen, cool thing is to save, you basically just take a cat nap at a town. So there's little towns and villages dotted around the landscape, and they all have a cat nap area. And you can just go up and you cat nap, and it'll save all your sort of progress up to that point. So you can save literally all the time.
How adorable.
It is. It's just adorable, man. It really is adorable. And there's loads of little quirky characters that you come across in the game as well. So that, you know, that well got their own little agendas and stuff. It's very good. I think it's a lot deeper than it seems on the surface. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not going to be any heavy going story, but I do think that there's a lot more to it than first appears.
Cat Quest.
Definitely. Cat Quest, game of the week. Got about game of the year, but it's game of the week. The other two things I played are on the old mobile platform because they were both free this week.
Ooh.
Both free, and free is always good. And one is a Square Enix game, Hitman Sniper. Hitman Sniper. And I was like, what is this? It's free, though.
Actual Hitman game, or is it?
It is, yes. No, it is an actual Hitman game. It's by Square Enix. It is kind of a freemium model, even though I think they charge 79p for it normally. So it's normally just under £1, but they're giving it away for free at the moment. But obviously there's lots of in-app purchases going on. You know, you want a better gun or you want better stuff, and they're like constantly bombarding you between levels going, oh, you do much better on this level if you had this gun for $2.99 or whatever. So they're constantly trying to get you to buy more shit. Up to now, it appears that every mission's set in the same place. So it's all the same place. And it's quite a big area, to be honest. And you do, as you progress through the game, you get to know the patterns of the guards and all that kind of stuff. But it's just kind of addictive. I'm kind of addicted to it at the moment. You know, just trying to do better my score each time I play. And they do keep introducing new like measures and rule sets and stuff as you go along. So at the beginning, you can alert the guards and it doesn't really matter. You know, they will sort of come like find the body and go, like sort of say something, but you can just shoot them, so you just get rid of them. As you get further in, the levels changing so much as if you don't kill the guards that have been alerted soon enough, then they'll go into detection mode, and once you're detected, that's the end, and you have to start again. So they just keep on adding curveballs. And one of the levels is like, learn to dispose of bodies. And I was just like, how can you dispose of a body when you're not there? And the way you do that is you shoot people when they're stood next to a swimming pool or the edge of the building and stuff like that. And obviously the body falls over the side or into the pool. And
they just keep shooting it until it disintegrates, and then it's just a
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how you do it. And there's all these different targets in the same place. Maybe they're having some sort of supervillain meeting, who knows? Yeah. So obviously you can accumulate more points by disposing of as many of those targets as possible, including the main target. So, but it's cool. I like it, and it's you know, it's kind of fun just to see what you can do.
Did you ever try the actual Hitman game?
Yes, I've played Hitman a few times. I've played the most recent one. I played the demo. Which was pretty cool. I do like Hitman, but I think I like this just because of its simplicity. It's literally just sniping people, and it looks pretty good, you know, for a mobile game, and it's pretty graphic. And there's innocent bystanders that you can shoot if you feel so inclined. You know, you want to shoot women in the head because they're sat next to a swimming pool, you can do if that's your thing. Yeah, there's all of that stuff included. And it's got like X-ray vision, so you get all these perks that you can add, and obviously holding your breath and iron lungs, so you can hold your breath for longer. But it's good. I really, really like it. It's kind of like quite a good challenge as well. So there's always something to be doing. So you can see on the level that's being shown now, like he just shot someone and someone's curious. Like one of the guards is curious now, so he's going to check it out to see what's going down.
I'm sorry. Tallying parental emails, and I just got one saying, "Hey, this student that you had first semester, she says you're her favorite teacher." I was like,
look at that. So Hitman Sniper.
She doesn't smile very much in class. So like I never would have guessed that because she doesn't give him any indications in class that she's really having a good time.
Likes it. She just really what it is. Yeah. She just likes the other teachers a little bit less than you.
Oh right, that's as the Duchess said. You should see what she does to the other teachers.
Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, I'm not going to be tempted to spend. I mean, one of the sniper rifles you can buy is like 30 quid for a virtual sniper rifle.
Oh, you mean a video game sniper?
Yeah, video game sniper rifle. But I'm like,
so wait, they want you to pay actual money to get a better sniper rifle?
Of course
they do. Yeah,
of course they do.
I mean, yeah, I figured that, but $30. Holy crap!
Yeah, one of the ones is about 30.
Nuts with the mobile games, but damn.
30 quid. But even like one of the earlier ones, it's like, oh, you could be so much better if you paid $2.99 for this one. So like 3 quid for a sniper rifle to be better. But what they do is,
get the fuck out of my face.
I know, yeah. What they do is unlock sniper rifles, but then you have to buy completed missions. You get pieces of it, and eventually you get all the pieces, and then you can unlock that gun.
Firing pin is going to cost you $4.
Yeah, that's what it is if you don't want to wait to unlock them all.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. I'm stuck on a mission at the moment because I've got to get something like 320,000 points in the first 3 minutes of the level, which is really, really difficult because you've got to sort of just kill loads of people.
You play this on your phone or your iPad?
No, on my Android tablet, so on a big tablet, which is I can't imagine trying to play this on the phone screen.
I'm sure people try.
Oh, I'm sure they do. But I think it's way better suited to a larger screen, I would have said.
Aren't all games, Stuart?
They are, but it's good. It looks nice, it just works really, really well. So, again, if it's still free when you hear this, give it a whirl. It's good. And then the final thing I played was another freebie called Little Red Hood. And this is kind of a puzzle platformer on mobile.
Where the hood at?
And again, very simple. You're sort of a little Red Riding Hood figure running around like little planety things, and you've got to collect the apples and get to the end of the level, which are really short. But obviously, they just keep adding in extra complexities. They add in these shadow creatures, which you aren't allowed to touch, which are obviously in the way, so you do bump into them, and then you restart the level every time you fail. So it's pretty hard. It's got a bit of Super Meat Boy-ish vibes about it.
Little Red Riding Hood is what it's called.
Yeah, but for some reason, it like when you're looking on the App Store, it's Little Red Hood or something, and it's like Terrible Adventures or something. But it's all right. It's pretty good fun. Like I said, it's fine for free. My daughter likes it because it's one of those twitchy things. So she likes Twitch things, as you would.
Are you jumping from disc to disc to disc? Well,
you are pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It looks slow.
It kind of is, I guess. Some of the wheels, obviously, I don't even know what you call them. Planets wheels.
They look like flowers.
Some spin faster than others, but all the levels are pretty short. So there's no like really long levels.
No.
But it's pretty good. I mean, it's all right. Again, it's fine for free.
Indeed.
And that's kind of it for me this week. So I think it's time for some news.
Is it actually time or almost time?
It really is time for news.
Putting news first.
Duke's got some news now.
I know, I saw that.
Duke, you go for it. Duke, you do it.
I made it green so you would read it.
Look. I don't want to shock people. I hope those listening are sitting down. I hope you're not driving a car because there's a chance you could drive off the road when you hear this. Thank you for that sound effect, Duchess. That is what it would sound like.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm going to be out of a job because she's going to be using the she's going to be providing all the sound effects. Now what? What are you even doing? Leave me alone. I'm trying to podcast. Anyway, there's a study out that suggests that top video games are depicting drugs in an unrealistic way.
What?
The BBC, people, listen up. A study of real and made-up drugs in best-selling video games has highlighted how harmful narcotics often give unlikely strength and health boosts to characters.
Yeah.
The report also details how players are often prompted to create drug cocktails to gain new or enhanced abilities. The work was done by Archstone, an addiction awareness organization. It said parents needed to be cautious about what their children are playing and learning. The Entertainment Software Ratings Board, ESRB, which assigns age and content ratings to games in the U.S., says it is happy with its drugs-related guidance. Oh, okay. Sure. Just let kids use drugs and you're okay with it, huh, ESRB? A spokeswoman said, quote, the ESRB's robust rating submission process ensures accurate, detailed, and reliable rating information that parents are aware of, regularly use, no, wrong, and trust to help decide which games and apps are appropriate for their children and family. Ever since Mario powered himself up with mushrooms, allusions to drug use have become commonplace. But as games, and the people who play them, have matured, so has the depiction of mind and body-altering substances. I'll just go through a few of these because I'm not going to go into all of them. But Grand Theft Auto has Spank, which is a fictional drug, right?
Oh, yeah.
In games that feature drug use, the majority, 61%, use real-world names. And in several cases, the fictional drugs are obvious replicas of real drugs. One example is skooma, a drug found in Skyrim, which is an action game released in 2011. Did y'all know that? Skyrim is an action game released in 2000?
It's an action game, not an RPG.
There is action in it.
There is, that is true.
You smoke it out of a glass pipe and you have withdrawal afterwards, Mr. Friedman explained, noting the obvious similarities to crack cocaine.
Is that what you do with skooma?
I don't ever recall
Isn't it
seeing...
just a beer?
It's in a vial, so I think you just drink it. You don't smoke it out of a glass pipe. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't ever remember that. I mean, I did play...
There's no animation for taking any drugs in Skyrim.
I thought skooma was a beer in Skyrim.
There's no eating animation by default. There's no drinking animation for the main character by default. You can see other people eating and drinking, but you don't see anybody taking drugs ever. And you can just click on it and say use, but it doesn't show you using it. You certainly don't show you smoking a crack pipe. I think we know who's really smoking the crack pipe here. Oh.
Spoy.
The effects of these drugs are often less true to life. In 32% of cases observed by the research team, drugs acted as a power-up of some kind, while 28% boosted a character's health. Now, when in real life do you ever use drugs to boost your health? Oh, wait. Lots of people do that all the time.
Painkillers in PUBG.
Painkillers in real life. You drink energy drink and you can run faster. Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to hear something even funnier about skooma?
Go ahead.
It's actually in Skyrim, not in Fallout 4.
When did they say it was in Fallout 4?
I thought you said it was in Fallout 4.
No, he said Skyrim.
Oh, did you? I'll take it back then. I'll leave it back then. Sorry. Oh, yeah, it is in Skyrim.
That's okay. The report's authors are not calling for the games to be modified in any way. Quote, it comes down to more to parents and what their kids play. And Mr. Freeman concluded, they're made for adults. It says so directly on the box. So that's a good thing that they indicate, hey, just parents, be aware of what your kids are doing.
Yeah, to be fair, he is right. Apparently, it says here on the Skyrim wiki that it is smoked in a special pipe. The crystals are placed in a small dish and heated. The gas produced is bubbled through water in the pipe to cool it as it is inhaled. So that's how skooma's...
I gotta be honest.
That's how skooma is used in Skyrim. So
well, that's weird because we've never seen it done that way. So I don't know what they're talking about. Where did they get that from?
I don't know. It's on the Skyrim wiki.
Anyway, I want our listeners to know that the drugs you use in video games aren't necessarily the way that they're used in real life.
Just like the fact you're not going to go out and shoot 20 people with a machine gun in real life.
Speak for yourself there, bub.
Okay, we done with that news, Duke?
Yes.
Are we done?
Monster Hunter World matchmaking on the Xbox One is currently busted. Yeah. So I'm glad we're on a show that no one cares about that.
Yeah, we don't care, but maybe some of the listeners.
A lot of people like Monster Hunter. We don't.
Why not?
Yeah.
Because we
But
like
it's-
normal games.
It's broken.
Yeah, it's not working very well.
About Monster Hunter?
Do you know?
It's barely news, though, is it? It's barely news.
Yeah,
like
it's
things doesn't
barely
work.
news.
Things don't work sometimes at launch. They get fixed. The end.
Right.
Yeah.
Fable creator Peter Molyneux shares his ideas for Fable 4.
Oh yeah, he does.
Go on then,
Oh,
Stu, walk us through some of these.
Yeah. So basically, the Molyneux, he's the man, as we know, right? Microsoft mentions are going to be potentially making a new Fable game. So who else would crawl out of his box other than Peter Molyneux to tell people, to tell people what should be happening in the game of Fable? Now, in a way, you can't blame him because he did create it originally.
Yeah, well, he also fucked it up.
He did. That is true. That is true. But, you can't blame the guy. He's the creator of Fable. He wants to give his opinions, But this is what he said he would like to see, he said. First of all, he said, setting the game as a prequel to Fable 1 will be a perfect place to tell a story. It would be the perfect setting for Fable 4, and the land of Albion would be a much more primitive. The magic would be more attuned to nature, and the combat should be more brutal, he said. The story would follow the founding members of the Heroes Guild and why it was set up. In terms of new gameplay features, Molyneux said he'd like to see Fable 4 have a more brutal, visceral, and fluid combat. Developer also said it would be cool to see your character have permanent scars. What is it with Peter Molyneux and having something that stays for the whole game? Let's have a tree that grows the whole time you're playing. Let's have scars that stay all the way to the end of the game. He said weapons like short swords and long swords and daggers and spears and longbows and crossbows should all have their own combat feel and specialties, he said. The magic system should be revamped and the ability to craft your own unique system, having a familiar of your choice, a bird, a cat, a dog, or even a goldfish, which assists you in magic and bonds with you. It's like he's there, isn't he?
I honestly think he's just saying the most stupid shit even more because he knows he doesn't have to make it.
That's right. He doesn't.
He's like, imagine Peter Molyneux talking about a game that he is making. He'll make up mad shit. Imagine him talking about a game that he doesn't have to make. That's just... He's just going to make up all sorts of bollocks.
I mean, this guy, he carries on. There's more. He said he would like to see many more animals and creatures in Fable 4, including small ones and god-sized giants.
Yeah.
In addition to rideable dragons.
Again,
like copying off of Skyrim.
This is barely news. This is just some guy...
Crazy dude starts pontificating.
Who used to make the Fable games going, this is what I'd like to see. And none of this is going to happen. So
if I were making games, I'd this.
Anyway.
He finishes off by saying,
Does he?
It should also have new features like co-op. That's totally new. That no one's ever done that before. Co-op. A marriage system, which was also in all the other Fable games to a certain or lesser extent. And the option to play in first person and more. That's not everything. There was more. He's done a full pitch for Fable 4 and how it should be.
Yeah.
Only he had some way to make his own video games.
I know. Who knew?
Fuck that. Anyway, PUBG Corp has donated
Back to real news.
$2 million to charity. So that's good. I'm not going to go into the details, but they're donating money. Again, barely news. People do nice things. Great, good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's
nice.
like pocket change. It's like pocket change.
Yeah, it's like what we got lying around. What's that? 2 million.
Yeah, 2 million was given to charity.
Sweet, we'll spend that. Rust is leaving early access next month after 4 years in development.
Damn, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a historic moment, people.
Maybe PUBG kicked it up its arse. But yeah,
we got to find something to be relevant again, y'all.
So let me ask this. When Rust releases as a full game, do you think there's going to be a battle royale mode in Rust?
No.
You never know, man. It might happen.
No matter what game it is. Ooh, Division. What if they had a Battle Royale mode in
Yeah,
that?
what if you had a Battle
I mean,
Royale?
you know, look, and you're not alone, Stu. A lot of people are thinking that Battle Royale is going to become a new kind of team deathmatch. They'll just throw it into every game. And maybe they will do it in a bunch of games. But Rust has never been about that. Rust is sort of a battle... I mean, not Battle Royale, because that would defeat the whole purpose in Rust, because you build homes and you put down a bed, and when you die, you respawn in the bed.
Yeah, but that's what you do in other stuff as well, and you can still tag on a Battle Royale. You could have, instead of a saucepan, you can have a club, you know, or a wooden branch.
The guy who developed Rust is the same guy that developed Gary's Mod, and that chap is not interested in what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, it's true.
So
Gary is all about what he's doing, and they've been working on Rust for plenty long, and they don't need to be adding no Battle Royale mode.
No, I think what Rust did is very good, and I don't really think it should change it, because I think out of all the games that do that, I think Rust is probably the best one. And I would happily go back to Rust. I just feel like it came and it went. But I'm really curious to sort of see what Rust is these days, and I'm looking at a trailer of it now, and it's very different to what I played. But no, I'd be interested. I you know, not every game has to. The thing is, I've got my PUBG. I don't want another PUBG, so I don't want to play that. I don't want Rust to be PUBG. I want Rust to be Rust. I think, you know, I enjoyed what it was, so it needs to stay that way.
No, I am only jesting. I'm sure you're right. I don't think they will be adding a Battle Royale mode. It'll still be Rust, but presumably a little bit more polished, but probably still not finished anyway.
Well, we'll see. But anyway, Rust is going to be. I think it's me and Duke have a civil right to see what that game is.
I agree.
So we'll check that out, I'm sure. In other news, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah. Anthem has been delayed to 2019.
It has.
That's
but I don't think that's a surprise.
no
is it?
surprise to anyone, I don't think. Yeah,
Thank you.
and I think EA are treading carefully.
I don't even think they really confirmed it was coming out in 2018.
No,
did they?
no, but I think this is like it's squashing all that, isn't it? It's like, okay,
Yeah.
absolutely no way it's coming out this year, so people don't even talk about it, because I think EA are playing their cards safe, and they have to. But otherwise, Australian retailer drops Xbox
It's actually
One.
Austrian. It's
Sorry,
Austrian.
yeah.
I read it as Australian the first
Oh,
time.
yeah,
Put another strip on the Barbie.
Austrian
No,
retailer
Yeah,
drops
Austrian.
retailer drops Xbox One because it's cheesed off of a Game Pass. I'm gonna give a message to that retailer. Tough shit. That's the way it's going, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
No more details on that. That's
Yeah,
boring.
because is this right? I heard correct that any new Xbox One first party games will be added to Game Pass on release day.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves and all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
So
yeah. You see, we've talked about this before, didn't we? And said that a lot of the reason that some of these games don't get day one or whatever, or make it easier to get, is because of the brick and mortar stores selling the consoles, etc. And that's why they really want physical copies still out there. But yeah, maybe this is the sign of things to come, man. Get them out on day one
happening.
for free.
It's like
pay your subscription, job done.
It's like Blockbuster's like trying to sell DVDs when everybody's like streaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like get with it. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. February Xbox One and 360 games with gold have been announced, so we'll just have a quick look at these. Doop-a-doop-a-doo, doop-a-doop-a-doo, doop-a-doop-a-doo. And the Xbox One in February is Shadow Warrior. Shadow Warrior. Shadow Warrior.
It's a good game. It's actually a decent game.
What is Shadow Warrior?
It's like a first-person sword combat slash game, yeah.
I don't remember what Shadow Warrior is.
It's kind of funny as well. It's kind of tongue-in-cheek and a bit gruesome.
Okay.
It's kind of lots of blood and guts and stuff.
Interesting. And then the other Xbox One free game is Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, which I've played, which is very good. It's the 2D Assassin's Creed game. And on the 360, one game that I'm very, very excited about that I would play again.
Yeah, I saw this and I thought of you.
Is Split Second, probably the last driving game I enjoyed. Aside from the Mario Kart, but I don't count those. But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a great game. Split Second. That's the one where you earn points and then you have to make things explode or change.
It's like a Hollywood action movie.
It's great. It's brilliant. That's a great game. And the other game, which is very, very popular on the 360, that's been free, is Crazy Taxi.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to Crazy Taxi.
Yeah, welcome to the flower shop.
Welcome to the flower shop.
You see,
welcome to the Crazy Taxis.
You know, weirdly, when Xbox One announced the backwards compatible thing to 360 games, I was like, really? Is anyone going to give a shit? Is anyone really going to care? And I don't think, had they not been releasing these as free with games with gold every month, people probably wouldn't be that bothered. But I think the fact that they're doing this is kind of a cool thing. You know, they're going, look, you can still play all these really old 360 games that were actually pretty good. And you just have to have games with gold to do it. So I think it's kind of a good thing that they've done and kind of clever marketing. So yeah, props to them.
God of War has got a release date.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
So the new God of War game where Kratos is.
I've got some minor
angry.
concerns. I've got some minor sort of about this game.
Well, let me just say the release date, and then you can say your concerns.
Yeah.
So the release date is April the 20th.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
That's pretty
But
close.
I don't know. They're obviously doing the Horizon Zero Dawn open world stuff. I don't know whether I want that in a God of War game, but it remains to be seen. I don't know. It could be really cool, but I'm just worried that they're gonna ruin the format of God of War by trying to make it into a open world beat 'em up.
It looks pretty good.
It does.
I don't know how I feel. I'm a big God of War fan. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't know. I just every time I look at it, I just think it looks really nice. So I don't think it's going to be bad.
I just worry that they're going to make you like all of these these kind of big open world games, just be a bit of a collectathon to get to the next area or grind your character up and all that. Whereas God of War was never really about grinding your character, apart from unlocking all the different weapons you could use and different attacks and stuff.
A lot of God of War is, every trailer they've shown is all about the story and your relationship with your son. So I don't think it's really about the collectathon. I think I think it'll be more like God of War than people take it credit for.
Yeah.
But I'm not worried about it.
I'm not dismissing it out of hand. I just want to hope it's
I suppose
good.
I don't pay attention to any PlayStation 4 games because I don't have a PlayStation 4. So that's why I'm not really paying attention.
I do, because I do have one of those.
But I will soon, probably.
I know it's going to happen, Jimmy.
This is the year. This is definitely the year for me to get a PS4. Hold
on,
let me
just think.
I was going to say, let me think. Right, so I got a 360 in 2006, right?
Yeah.
And then I got a PlayStation 3 in 2009. So 2006, 7, 8, 9. So I waited 4 years. Then I got a PS3. 2013 is when the Xbox One came out.
Something like. Is it really?
14.
No, it can't be 13. It's not. No, it's not 4 or 5 years ago since that came out.
I think so. 2013.
Oh, the Xbox One?
Yes.
Is that seriously right? Jesus Christ.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's been 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. So
Welcome to Time's Arrow.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've got a Switch. I want to buy an Xbox One S. And then I can buy.
You keep saying that. You need to just do it, man. Pull the trigger.
Yeah, I'm going to get one. Yeah, and then I'll have all 3 consoles. Yeah.
And then you'll be happy.
And then I'll have any time. And I'll have the PC as well. I'll have every console available. And gaming platform. And then I won't play anything.
You see, I did have
play
that
PUBG.
at one point. Yeah, I did have that at one point, but I realized that you just haven't got time to play everything.
The thing. Like, if I just had the Xbox One, I'd have loads of, like, I'd probably finish loads more games. But I don't know. You don't need it, do you? You don't need more than one console, really. Like, I honestly think you could pick a console, right, and you'd be good. Look,
Yeah,
this
just be happy with it, man. Just be
this
happy.
generation, it wouldn't matter what console you picked. I really don't. I think that you could pick an Xbox, a Switch, a PS4, or a PC, and if you just had the one, you'd be fine. You're
going to get a decent experience on you and games to play.
Yeah.
The one reason, for those who are listening and trying to decide, I will tell you I'm so glad that I've gone to PC gaming because I feel like you have more options for smaller games. Like Everspace, I don't think is available on the console. So I like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. I still think the best combo is what I have, which is PC and
you would,
PS4.
you think everything you have is the best thing.
Yeah, and I think
no. Only reason being, right?
The console.
I do have a logic behind that.
No, but like you think everything you do and have is the best.
No, I do have a logic. Are you listening to my logic?
Everything you have is the best.
No, the logic
is the best car.
right?
Well, I've got the best car.
I haven't got the best car at all. But no, you get the PS4. You get all the PS4 exclusives. You get the PC. You get all the PSE goodness. But also a lot of what are exclusives on the Xbox One are also on PC. So you don't have to have the Xbox One if you've got a decent PC.
What about
That
PUBG?
is
Can you
true.
play PUBG?
I can, to an extent, I guess.
You can't really, can you?
Yeah, but it'll work. I didn't knock all the settings down to low, and I'm sure if I did that,
Why don't you just try that?
I'm sure it'd be fine if I did.
Can you do that as your homework?
I can do it. Apart from the fact, for some reason, I've been kicked off your family and friends.
So have I.
bit,
I've been kicked off yours as well.
Oh, weird, isn't it?
I think it just does it now and again, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll set that back up.
The password probably.
We'll set that back up after the show, and I'll try this week. I'll play some PUBG on low and see
Password
how it goes.
1, 1, 1, 2.
There you go. Yeah, we'll do it after the show. Yeah.
4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the same combination I have on my luggage.
There you go. Is it? I know. If I ever come across your suitcase in an airport, I know how to break into it now.
Spaceballs. Hello.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes.
Who knew? Right. I mean, it's like there was a comedian who read his pin code for using his cash card in a cash machine out on a set. He didn't. He went, but it's no use to anyone unless you've got my card.
Did I not tell you about that when I one of the first month I had a debit card. I went to a record store and they said, pay with your debit card. It was this new thing, pay with your debit card. So I was like, okay, cool. And I handed the guy my debit card. I went wandering away to look at some CD thing they had on display. And my friend was like, hey, dude, they need your PIN number. And the guy was holding the little keypad toward me, but I wasn't looking at it. So I just shouted it out.
That is so
My friend
funny.
had his hand and his face in his hands. Like,
Oh my god.
I am not with this moron.
That is such a Duke thing to do.
It is such a dude. My mom used to say, how can you be so smart at school and so stupid at home?
Yeah, that happens though.
That's
my
funny.
my mum used to say, smart people, a lot of smart people just don't have any common sense.
Yep.
It's true. It's true. Is that it for news? Are we done? Are we doing some emails?
Fuck the
We've
news.
been done.
Well, let's do some emails.
Let's do the emails or speak pipes.
No, let's do emails first. Let's get those out of the way.
Whoa, that ruled.
First off, I have to give an apology.
Uh-oh.
Oh, nap.
Because inadvertently, I managed to move one of last week's emails to my personal folder instead of the show folder.
Here we go.
So I'm very rarely I've done this. I'm very rarely, but an apology is needed to Strutmeister. So yeah, apologies, Strutmeister. I am going to read your email now, but inadvertently I moved it to the wrong place when I was.
And I want to play an apology sound clip as well in order to make it up to him.
Fun.
Self.
There you go.
There you go.
So anyway, this is off Strutmeister, and he says this: "What up, gents?
I got my nails done, hair done, everything did.
Why would you play that sound clip?
I don't know.
Why not?
It's like,
Anyway.
I don't know what it means.
It was random. What up, gents? What up, gents?
Oh,
What up?
There you go. Great work. Still loving your verbal ejector. I kind of like that. That's good. Verbal ejector.
eject? What does that mean?
I don't know. Speaking, I think it means speaking.
Sound clip, random word combinations.
So there I was walking my fat rat puggle dog. What the hell is a fat rat puggle dog? I like it though. What is that?
Is it just a
Is
pug?
that some sort of, I mean, it might be some sort of weird breed we've never
I think
heard
it's
of.
just a pug.
I think it's just a cute way of referring to a pug. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. When Chinny, reading the news, mentioned the horrible swatting incident in the US when an innocent person lost their life in fairly dubious fashion. Yep, we did talk about this. I don't want to be disrespectful of the deceased demise, but it got me thinking about a topic which is alluded to in many American films. My question is to Duke. How does the bail bonding system in the US work? I know it has fuck all to do with gaming, but we're all elderly and apt to ramble. Keep up the awesome work. Loving every single episode. Strutmeister. So that's it. How does bail bonding work, Duke?
Well, there's 16 different methods of bail, but no. If you want to understand how messed up the American judicial system is, and including the bail bond system, you need to watch a Netflix series called Time, the Khalif Browder story. It was produced by Jay-Z, and he's in it briefly. And it's just such a heartbreaking story about this guy who was accused of stealing a backpack. He said he didn't do it, and instead of taking a plea deal, he wanted to have a trial. Well, in order for him to have a trial, they made him wait for 3 years while he was in prison in Rikers Island. And he spent a lot of that time in solitary confinement, and it was such a nightmare. When he finally got out, he committed suicide because he had been through so much. And it's a heartbreaking story. And they talk about how the bail bond system works. The bail is set for X amount of money, and ostensibly that's to make sure that if you bail yourself out of jail or your family bails you out or whatever, you don't skip town. Okay, but here's the thing. A lot of the people who are in jail can't afford the bail. And so they go to bail bondsmen, which are companies that are designed to post bail, and then you owe them money when you pay it back. If your person skips, and if you don't, you only owe them for what they posted, if you're found innocent, right? So the problem with that, of course, is that these are all for-profit companies, and the court system itself isn't so much worried about people skipping out. They just want to make some money. So the whole system is based on extracting money from the people who, for the most part, don't have any money to begin with. So it's all this vicious cycle of people remaining in poverty and being caught up in this criminal justice system, which disproportionately targets Black and Latino people. And there's a lot of institutional racism in the whole thing. And I could go on forever, but I don't want to take up too much time.
There you go.
There you go. That'll teach you to ask me about a political issue.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of interesting.
So so how about this? In the UK, if somebody gets arrested, how do you deal with?
I don't know.
I think we have bail, don't we? We still have bail.
I have no idea.
Don't we?
Presumably, they just say, "Here's the bail," and then.
Or maybe there isn't. Maybe
I don't think
bail
bail is always like an American. I always associate.
Yeah, I don't think there is in the UK. In the UK, they basically just go, "You've been arrested." They have 24 hours. So when they arrest someone in the UK, they have 24 hours to decide whether they're going to prosecute them or not, whether they've got enough evidence.
See, there you go. You don't take 3 years to figure out if you're going to have a trial.
No. So basically, what happens
what a notion,
is right,
a speedy trial. How about that?
Well, it isn't necessarily a speedy trial.
Well, it's a speedy decision about whether it's going to
decision on whether it's going to prosecute. Because basically, the police arrest somebody, they then have 24 hours to convince the Crown Prosecution Service that they've got enough evidence to make it stick. Damn. So that's basically what happens. And once they put that forward to the Crown Prosecution, if they then go, no, we don't, because they basically do a financial weigh up. So the Crown Prosecution goes, right, it's going to cost us X amount to try and prosecute this person. If we haven't got enough evidence, it's going to cost us all that money for nothing. If the sums don't work out, a la Fight Club, then they go, no, we're not going to go forward with it, and then they get released, and that's the end of it.
And then the other thing is that they said on the documentary, and correct me, I don't know the number, Duchess, maybe you remember, something like 90% of the people who are in prison just took a plea deal. Nobody.
Yeah, there's none of that there's no such. I don't think there's any such thing in the UK.
Yeah.
You just get a jury and that's it, and they decide whether you're guilty or innocent. That's the end of it.
Oh, who would have thought?
Yeah, there's no such thing as plea deal.
Have you ever done jury service, Stu?
I did. I got kicked out because I was talking about being.
You don't want activists.
I knew about Amnesty International and human rights, and the defense, the prosecuting attorney was like, "Get him out of here."
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't say it like that. I don't know exactly why I got dismissed. Each side gets like 3 people they get to just kick out for no reason. But That I assume that's why they kicked me out.
Yeah, they don't do plea deals as such in the UK, but what they will do if somebody helps the police to get somebody higher up the chain, or
snitch.
Yeah, gives information, then they may get a lesser sentence, or maybe not serve as much. Yeah, so they might not serve as much time in prison for that, but they'll still go to a jury, etc., and all that stuff. But the judge may look favourably on the fact that they help with investigations, etc.
Yeah, well, you know what I say about that.
Yeah. So yeah, there's none of that stuff in the UK. And it is good. I
got arrested once.
Did you? No, you did not.
Yeah, I got arrested.
You're such a liar.
And
you never did.
And he says, "Look,
you're such a liar."
He said, "Look, Mr. Chin, I've heard that you've never had a Sourdough PUBG chicken dinner." And I said, "That's true." I says, "Well, you've been through a lot. I'm gonna let you go."
You know what I say when the cops ask me to snitch on someone else?
I ain't seen shit. I ain't heard Nathan. I don't know what happened. I don't speak pig Latin. I'm a motherfucking true, and it's us against you. So fuck Starsky, Hutch, and Inspector Group. So
yeah, there you go. What's also interesting about the UK system is if the police doesn't have quite enough evidence in the 24 hours, but they think they might be able to get enough evidence if they dig a bit more, they can apply them for an extension of time to keep that person in custody for a bit longer.
You're right, Stu. That is not interesting. Let's move on.
Yeah, it isn't. It is interesting.
Move on. Is there any other?
But anyway, Stu, just before we move on, it's very quick. If you want to know a little bit more, I don't know whether you can get in the US, but there is a documentary series in the UK called 24 Hours in Police Custody, and that'll give you more of an insight.
And he's always torturing people to get him.
Yeah, it's definitely not that. It's definitely not. But it is an interesting show, and it does show you exactly what happens when they take people into custody.
That might be interesting for me to watch and go, man, look at this fantasy land where they actually deal with people in a dignified, speedy way.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so that's that email. I've completely lost track of where we're up to. Yeah, we've got one more email, and then we can do the speed powers that we received this week.
Pops.
And this one's off Derek.
The accent's back.
Derek Sands.
Says
this. The almost magnificent 7. Hello again, veteran gamers.
Hello. How Dark Sands.
This email is mainly for Chinny.
Yay.
Since, as far as I know, he's the only Nintendo fanboy on the show.
Well, yeah.
That's the only one.
And the other one who owns a SNES Classic Mini.
The Nintendo fanboy sentence was a fabrication by Stuart.
It was, but it is true. I'm sure Stu and Duke can chime in if they feel so inclined. I recently traded in my N64 copy of Paper Mario at Sex.
Hold on, just tell the story straight. Don't make it funny.
Apparently that's how you pronounce it. Someone was saying that the other day. It's
just say CEX because then Duke's gonna stop you and say sex. What's that? And then we have to go. Just read it straight.
At the smelly shop for £108.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. It's pretty good, but I'm guessing he'd probably get a bit more on eBay if he sold it there. I don't know.
Or just never did.
Oh, just keep it until it's worth even more money.
Yeah.
Anyway, it says, thank you, Retro Revival, which seemed a highly ridiculous amount of money for a game I originally paid £32 for. That's because it's rare and people want the game.
Yeah.
I decided to use part of the credit to buy a SNES Classic Mini, which I'll be playing on as soon as I send off this email. Nearly all reviews of this retro game machine have been very positive, with the main criticism seemingly about what was left off the list of 21 games included, especially considering the amount of space still left on the internal memory. So my question is this. If you could add your own choice of 7 games to make the list of games up to 30, the same as the NES Classic Mini, what 7 SNES games would they be? So there you go. What are yours, Chinny? And then I'll tell you what he thinks should be on it.
I don't know. That's a tricky one because I didn't really play a massive volume of games on the Super Nintendo because I was young, and B, I had no money because I was young.
Exactly.
So I'm just trying to think. I would have put Bomberman on there or Bomberman 2.
Right.
Because I'm a big fan of those. Let me think. Mario All Stars would have been nice, but I suppose they had that on the NES. You know, the 1, 2, and 3. Another Diddy Kong. Mortal Kombat 2, I was a big fan of. So I wish they put that on there. The Star Wars game, Super Star Wars. I used to play that a lot. I don't know. Hold on. Killer Instinct would have been good. But I've got Rare Replay, so I don't care about that. I don't know, really. That's a good question.
I mean, these are the 7 he suggested. So he suggested that what should be on there is Chrono Trigger.
I never played Chrono Trigger.
Shadowrun.
I never played Shadowrun.
The Fireman.
I have no idea what that is.
Putty Squad.
I don't know what that is.
Terranigma.
I don't know what that is.
Pilot Wings.
Yeah, Pilot Wings, I would agree.
And Cannon Fodder.
Cannon Fodder was great, yeah. Yeah, I agree with Cannon Fodder and Pilot Wings. Super Tennis, I was a big fan of Super Tennis. Pilot Wings. I can't really think of much else. I mean, there are games on the SNES Classic Mini that I never played, but yeah, it's tricky because you know you're dealing with a lot of people. Like, what would the general public like? Lion King, that's a good game.
The Lion King.
The Lion King was a good game.
Is that a decent tie-in game? Is it?
Yeah, it's good. Lion King's a good game. R-Type was good. International Soccer was good. Aladdin, that's a good Super Nintendo game.
Just say you want all the Disney games, man.
Do you just want all the Disney tie-in games? Is that what you want?
Nah. Alien 3, that was a good game.
That wasn't Disney.
Yeah, what's the matter with you?
Give it another 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
It will be.
Yeah.
They own The Simpsons now, for God's sake.
Do they? Oh, yeah, of course.
Fox.
Of course. Yeah. Apart from that, yeah, Bomberman 2 is the one that sort of stands out. They should have put a Bomberman game on there.
So there you go. Or alternatively, you can just get a Raspberry Pi, a SNES case for it that looks exactly the same, and just put as many games as you like on there on an emulator.
Effort.
I know, there's effort, but you could do that if that's what you really wanted to do.
You could get a Raspberry Pi and you don't need a case. You could just do that. But
no, but if you wanted to make it look as cool, I guess you could do that.
Or you could get a SNES Classic Mini and just hack it like in 5 minutes, and then just put as many.
Can you do that though? Has that been done already?
Like it was done in like the first week.
There you go.
I looked at a video on how to do it. I was like, yeah, that looks really easy, and I might do it.
Is it easy to do?
It's ridiculously easy.
So is it just like a program thing, or is it? Do you have to put it into something?
I think you plug the SNES Mini into the computer, you download this thing, and then you're fucking done. And it's so easy to do. And then all you need is the ROMs. Then you just need all the SNES ROMs, and then you can just put on as many as you like.
Well, as many as the memory will take.
Well, you can put on lots. Put it that way.
Yeah. See, there you go. So there you go, Derek. Just have a look.
Just do that, and it works.
Do that. Just although we do not
do
condone piracy.
Fuck up, everybody does it.
That is not the views of the veteran gamers. It's just Chinny on his own.
Attention, listeners. The Chinny speaks for all of us all the time.
Yep.
Right, that's it.
Hitler, was he that bad?
Let's do the speak pipes.
Yeah, let's do the speak pipes. Why not?
Speak pipe. Speak pipe. It's the way to leave a message for us.
The first one is don't be at racist.com. 20 seconds.
Do not be racist. Be like Mario.
It's me, Mario.
He's an Italian plumber who is made by the Japanese, speaks English, looks like a Mexican, jumps like a black man, and grabs coin like a Jew.
Wow.
Wow, that's the most racist speak pipe we've ever gotten. Congratulations.
Wow. Who said that?
I mean, it started out being kind of not racist. Like, Japanese.
I guess he is multicultural.
Italian guy grabs coins like a Jew. Okay, thanks.
Wow.
Moving right along.
Yes, I think you should move on.
Next pipe is from Evo at mocktheweek. Should we be reading out these email addresses? I know it's probably fake.
No, that's pretend. That's totally pretend.
Okay, well, Evo is the next person, and it's a mid-30.
I think our generation were a bit of a crossover generation when it came to modern technology. So, for example, I had access to computers.
Okay, here's the thing. If you're going to just play audio into the speak pipe,
you've recorded.
make sure it's loud enough. Listen up, people. It's very quiet.
Computers as a teenager at my school, but not proper video games. So the video games that I played as a teenager were ones that came free with the computers. Whew. And let me tell you what a rock and roll mid-noughties existence that was. Those long afternoons on my own, spent playing Minesweeper, playing pinball, trying to scroll down all the way to the bottom of Microsoft Excel. Not strictly a video game, but when you're lonely enough, still feels like an achievement.
It's pretty funny.
I'm proud to stand here now and boast in front of you all that I've completed Excel and lived to tell the tale. Gone where few mortals dare to tread. All the way down, all the way right. Written my name in that bottom right-hand Excel cell. I won't tell you what that cell is called, so it would blow your minds. Spent a joyous moment just hovering over Control-P, just imagining the carnage. Did I have the balls? The sheer granite testes to print off the entirety of Excel on the school paper supply.
It went on forever.
In the end, the thought experiment was enough alone. And in my last year, we got a games console, our first group video game, Mario Kart. If you're not familiar with it, it's the greatest video game and thing of all time. Since tried intercourse, still prefer Mario Kart. Mario Kart, you're actively encouraged to finish first. And if you do, there's no shame.
Pretty funny. Thank you. Who is that? Anybody know?
No idea.
Not a clue.
I'm guessing it's somebody from the show Mock the Week.
Yes. And that's all the speak pipes. Thanks, everybody.
There you go. Is that it? Are we done?
They're weird, aren't they, speak pipes?
Yeah. Especially because people aren't speaking. They're just playing other audio into it.
Strange.
I mean, that's okay. I like the comedy about video games and Excel better than the racist thing. So maybe more of that, the funny comedians that are talking about video games.
Or just like people who listen to the show.
They could just send you the link.
They could talk. Yeah, they could talk about how they feel about video
They
games.
could just talk into to the speak pipe themselves. I don't know. That's a crazy idea, but let's give it a try.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Right. Okay, now it's time for shout-outs.
It's time for a shout-out. Hey!
I'm going first. I'll shout out Phil, Filthy, because he was on the Overseas Connection? Yeah, I didn't hear it yet, but I felt bad because people were like, duh, you didn't. Because someone said, oh, it's nice to hear Filthy again. And I was like, oh, where? And it was, oh, wait, I should have known because I was, whatever. Anyway.
So what he's basically saying is you've not listened to the Overseas Connection.
I have not listened to the Overseas Connection yet. But now I have another reason to. I fall behind some shows sometimes. I don't know what to tell you. I got a whole lot of stuff I'm listening to. And I keep finding podcasts I want to listen to. Encyclopedia Hip Hop, Tea with Alice, Feminist Frequency started a podcast, Intercepted, Radio Lab, More Perfect. I mean, those are just some of the ones in my feed. I'm a busy man. I don't have time to play with the phone.
Indeed.
Anyway.
Indeed you do.
Yeah, I will shout out Chopper Kelly. He's always good for a laugh. CDL News sent me a funny thing. Don't forget, you're amazing, and I'm so proud of you. And whoever made that stupid, sexy Flanders picture that I retweeted, that was awesome. So, yeah. There it is.
There it is. Chinny, over to you.
Hoop there it is. Hope there it is. I'd like to shout out people that play Pop Jar, 'cause it's a welcome time.
Pop Jar, best game ever.
Best game. I like a dap. I like a wide land with the parachutes.
Brilliant.
That's the end of my shout out.
Is that it? You're
shouting out all the people that play Pop Jar, because I like the game with the parachute.
There you go.
Pop it up.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
Really?
I really don't know what to say.
I found that very difficult to believe, Star.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to shout out Hickory Smokehouse because we went there for lunch yesterday and it's very nice. Van Ness.
Did you have the ribs?
No, I didn't have ribs. No, I had a large burger with pulled pork on.
Oh, did you have the ribs?
I didn't have the ribs. No,
oh,
no.
You should try the ribs. The ribs of God.
I think he's saying raps. Like you had
Not that raps, like rap card.
You mean like rabbi? Is that what you mean?
No, like rap card.
Rap cage.
Rap card.
So yeah.
Mary can't stand what I'm saying.
So yeah, and Kay and Millie had the hot dogs, which were huge.
Lol.
So they had hot dogs. Yes, very nice. So yes, we had a lovely day yesterday. It's kind of an early birthday celebration for Kay because Millie is away. Yeah, Millie's away on her birthday.
Where's she going?
She's going to Iceland.
No, she's not.
She really is with school.
No, she's going round the corner to a local rave.
She's going to Iceland.
No,
and also, I'd like to give a shout out to my stupidity.
Why?
Because I've been sucked.
Got to read that email.
I've been sucked into the drop mix thing, so I've bought all 3 playlist packs. I know.
Notice how much you talked about it this week.
Oh yeah.
I know. I didn't mention it because I had other stuff to talk about. You know, so.
And you don't you want to hide your shame, is that why?
I do, yeah. And they haven't all arrived yet. I bought
you should make
all
a
3.
video of you playing.
I know. But what was weird, right? The electronic dance pack is like hen's teeth. It's really hard to come across. And the ones on eBay are selling for like 30 or 40 quid just for that one pack of cards.
You're such a fucking hypocrite.
I know, and I found
fucking Duke, your fucking cards and your loot boxes and your fucking shit and that. Look at him. What a fucking hypocrite.
But they had
you're massive hypocrites, Joe. You've lost all respect.
They had it on very.co.uk of all the places where they had it in stock. And it was normal price, so I got it from there. So I managed to pick it up there.
I have a very high level of respect for your store, and that's gone down.
It's all gone. But it is cool. I am. The thing is, though, I've got the electronic.
You can never give Duke shit about getting into crates and stuff.
But there isn't anything else to buy now. That's sort of it.
Yeah, until they release the next packs.
Apart from the Discover packs, there's a few of those. So
you're full of shit, Stu.
Yeah, but I hate what they did. But the way you do it,
you know what? You sound.
They made you do it. Listen to yourself.
Look at that.
All the instrument
Fuck
bits up in all.
Shut
you have to buy them all.
End the fucking show, Duke. I've lost all respect.
Sorry.
If I had to do that every time you lost respect for Stu, we'd be ending the show after 2 minutes.
Welcome to the
welcome to the flower shop.
All right, that's it. Good night, everybody.
The end of the show. You fucking pricks. Turn the podcast off. Oh, wait, you don't need to do that because it'll turn off when it ends. Why don't you listen to another podcast, you ungrateful fuck?
Something less boring instead. Sitting at home, watch TV. Hurry up, so good to me. Why don't you?
Oh, blah, blah.
Can we sing?
There you go, I guess.
There you go. I graded papers today during the show, but I sent a whole lot of emails to parents, so that's something.
Yeah. What were the emails to parents? Oh, I think your child is shit.
No, it's just making contact. Hey, let me know what's up. I just, it's important to make contact early in the semester. So if there's a problem later, you're not starting from zero with your kid's screwing up.
Duke, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
I've got a question, a serious question, not a silly one or anything. But Millie has just recently done her mock exams.
Yes.
And she has really struggled with nerves, and sort of worrying and then going blank and sort of forgetting what she's answering and she's not done very well, not in all of it, but a couple of subjects she's really struggled with. And she said a lot of it was like just sort of stressing and getting all nervous and then sort of like forgetting what she was going to put and stuff like that. Any advice or anything?
The they say you shouldn't pray when it's raining if you don't also pray when it's sunny. And I think the same is true about dealing with stress. So if you spend 5 or 10 minutes meditating every day, then those moments of stress will be less intense. Obviously, in those moments, taking a second to, just breathe deeply 3 times and, try to rid the world from your brain for a second can be helpful. But it's even more helpful to do that in that moment if you've created a regular practice of de-stressing and just taking a few minutes to be here now and so forth. And it doesn't have to necessarily be like sitting in a dark room with your eyes closed in the lotus position. It can be as simple as, when you're brushing your teeth, just do nothing but brush your teeth and just focus on the act of brushing your teeth or whatever.
Okay.
So
because she needs something, because obviously she would obviously do a lot better if she wasn't stressing so much.
I understand. It's a common problem. She's not alone. That's called test anxiety. It's a real thing, and lots of students suffer from it. The way I deal with it in my classes, I don't have a lot of tests. Of course, that's easy for me to do because I have writing classes, and instead I have 10 million papers to grade rather than just filing them through a computer. But
because you see, the problem she's got is at the moment she's got a mate, and this is completely no interest to anyone who's listening to a gaming podcast. But she's at the moment she's doing separate sciences, so she's doing physics, chemistry, and biology as separate subjects.
Right.
But she's just passed when she's done the mock exams in 2 of them, and just sort of scraped through in the other in biology. And then the teacher's been to see her last week, and instead of saying, look, let's see how we can improve on these scores when you do your proper GCSEs in April or May or whatever.
Yeah.
She's sort of said, I think you should move down to combined sciences and not do the 3 separate ones.
That's harsh.
Yeah, so what's happened is, from that point of view, now Millie thinks I definitely can't do the separate ones because obviously she's told me that I can't do it. And then she's stressing about doing the combined ones as well, because she's having to move class 3 months before she's doing her exams and have different people to sit with and a different teacher and all that kind of stuff.
Never do that. I mean, look, if a kid, sometimes you have kids who shoot too high, but I don't think that's a problem. I think that's good that they have that drive and that initiative. And I would never tell a kid, you should take this lower class.
Yeah, that's kind of what she said to her. And the problem is now in Millie's head, and she's got to make a decision.
That's a confirmation of all the fear she had.
Yeah, and this is on Thursday, and then expects her to give a decision by tomorrow as to what she wants to do.
You know what? Here, let me do this, Stu. Let me do a public service, all right? I'm going to say a few things, and I want you to just play it for Millie. And then she can maybe make a copy of it to put on her phone or something. And then when she gets in a moment of stress, I know obviously in the test she can't do it, but when she's, maybe doing homework or something, she could do this. She could play this and listen to this as a way to get her into a calm state of mind in order to do the work. Is that a deal? Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
It'll just be like a minute and a half. Okay. This won't be very long. All right.
Okay.
Millie, as you sit down to do your work, just remember, this is the most important thing you've ever done. You gotta do this right. What is wrong with you? You're gonna fail out, and you're gonna live behind a gas station if you don't do really well on this. You better get this right, or I'm gonna be very disappointed in you.
I don't think that's gonna help.
So play that, and maybe it'll help with the focus.
I don't think that's gonna help.
I noticed she never asked me for advice there.
Yeah, but you're not a teacher, are you?
I'm a person.
I basically say that to my students every day while they're writing in their journals. I walk around saying that you better get to work. I basically turn into Lemon Grab from Adventure Time. Unacceptable.
Yeah, I think what's interesting what's sad for Millie at this point is that the level she's been working at, she shouldn't have had any issues, and I think that's the issue. And she's done loads of revision over Christmas, so it's not like she didn't bother or couldn't be asked.
Yeah, sure.
So I really do think it's just a confidence issue. It's just confidence and nerves that's holding about. Go on, what's your advice, Ginny?
Don't worry about it.
It's easy to say that to her, but
here's some advice for her as well.
This castle is in unacceptable condition. Unacceptable.
Lemon Crab.
That's brilliant. I'm sure that'll help. So anyway, who knows? But the other thing is they haven't given them the papers back, so she's no idea where she went wrong, or if it was something that she could have done if she'd have thought about it a bit more. So it's hard to make an informed decision without that in front
That's the
of
whole
her.
thing, right? We had that same problem with the AP exams when I taught it. Like, you get a number back, and there's like two portions of the exam. There's the objective, and then there's essays, and it's like, how the hell are you supposed to know what you did well on or didn't based on these exams? And we do a lot of practice stuff to try to get them ready for it. But the other thing I find out is that, in the moment, in the short term, there's really only so much you can do to like get better at a test or something. There's test taking strategies. And I don't know. The sense I get is that I don't know her at all. I can't say anything about that. But, I'm sure she reads books and she's engaged in, scientific analysis and whatnot. So I don't know. The pressure to get good grades and do well on those exams is real, but I also know that, I had friends who went to community college or whatever, didn't get into prestigious universities, and they did fine in life. So I don't know. I think sometimes it's a little warped when you're at that age.
You know what I did for my French GCSE? You know what I did?
I don't know, Chidi. I dread to think.
So I'll give you a clue.
God.
I'm not very good at French, right? So
it said French toast.
French.
You just said it when you did the speaking portion.
No, I did
just say
no,
everything
the oral,
in a French
so
accent.
the oral exam I did very well on, actually, but the written exam, I went in, and I wrote my name, and then I looked at it and went, "Fuck this," and I just put it away and walked off.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, I ain't gonna get any of this. I don't know what I'm doing. Bye.
Brilliant.
I passed everything else.
You passed everything else apart from French, where you went, fuck it.
I was talking about this today, actually, because me and my brother are very different, right? And my brother was a lot of not like real trouble. He's not like a bad person, but he was growing up. He would always get into trouble, and he would like ride his bike too far, or do something stupid and get in trouble, and my dad would find out. My dad would find out. I remember once he rode his bike so far that the police got involved or some shit like that. And I don't know. He just always got into trouble, and he was always giving.
So what you're saying is your brother really did get arrested.
And well, no, he didn't get arrested, but anyway, he was just a bit of a troublemaker, and I never did, right? Which made my mum and dad, especially my dad, more suspicious of me, right? Because they would look at me and go, "When's he gonna fucking crack?"
They were actually thinking, "What's he doing that we don't know about?"
And my dad he tells me now, he says, "I was really worried about your GCSE exams because I always ask you and you'd be like, yeah, fine, all right." And he just think, oh my god, one day I'm just gonna find out that Mike's like a mass murderer or something, and then I passed them all, and he was like, I don't know. So he hasn't found out that I am a murderer yet, but he will.
He hasn't found out yet.
He just always thought that, God, Mike's just gonna crack and just kill 40 people or something soon. But no, it's I don't know. My serious advice to Millie is that you got to remember that getting good grades is very important, but it's not always the be all end all either. So it's like putting yourself in.
I mean, what we've said to her, she's really good at history, she's really good at geography, she's fine in English, her maths is a little bit iffy, but we're looking at potentially getting her a private.
That's everyone
tutor.
though. You can't be good at everything. You
private tutor for a bit. And the thing is with her sciences at the moment, she needs five fives, right? Yeah. Which is a new B or whatever, C/B. On the new scoring system to get into Runshaw College where she wants to go to college. She's not doing science, so it doesn't matter. But it's sort of, if she does 3 science, she's got 3 chances of getting another 2 5s or 3 5s there, in addition to what she should definitely get 5s in anyway. So it's kind of a bit of a, like I said to her, you've got more potential chances to get them, but you might just have to make sure you work a bit harder and go to as many revision classes as you can.
Yeah.
So, but she does know what to do.
Well, the more important thing is she's got to work out what she wants to do, which is very difficult.
Oh no, she has a good idea what she wants to do, and it doesn't involve science, but it just helps her get into college, basically.
Fuck
science.
What has science ever proven? Nothing.
I said, yeah, exactly. I said to her today, if it was me, I'd be like, especially in the way the teacher did it, because the other thing the teacher did, which was just like, oh my god, she took 4 of the pupils out of the class Millie was in to let them know, and then did it in a corridor in front of each other.
Oh God, this teacher sounds like a horrible person.
I said to Kay, I'm like, if you were an employee and you was telling someone they weren't performing at the level you like, would you do it in front of all the other employees?
Listen,
No, you wouldn't.
Pretty personal. I need to talk to you about. Let's do this in the lunchroom.
Let's do this in front of everybody, in front of 4 other people. And I was just like,
tell
oh
that
my
teacher
God.
I want to punch her in the mouth.
No, I told her. I said to her, and I completely think it's unacceptable in the way you conveyed this to her. And she's like, why? What do you mean? I'm like, I believe it was in a corridor in front of other people.
See, what you need to do is show and not tell, Stu. You should have gone to her while she was hanging out with her teacher friends and been like, this motherfucker, we need to talk about how your teacher sucks.
But yeah, I mean, that's totally unacceptable.
I do that with all my employees every day.
And do you know what she
suck,
do you know what she
suck.
said? Do you know what she said? I've been really busy with classes. I just didn't have time to do it that way.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God, that just sounds awful.
She sounds like a terrible teacher.
Yeah. And the thing is with Millie now, she's already not confident, and all that has done is made her confidence even worse.
See, and that's the thing, is a lot of this stuff is psychosomatic. So a student is bound to think like, well, I'm not going to be very good because the teacher just pulled me aside and said, you're not very good, and I want everyone to know it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you've got to move down classes.
Good luck with all that.
I also went to a school where no one really expected anybody to do anything. So
yeah, but that's a problem where Millie's at. This is the issue, because I think the reason she's doing this is not so much to help Millie, but to protect the reputation of the school.
Yeah,
because all
exactly.
they care about,
that's that bullshit.
All they care about is obviously Millie's predicted to get a 7. She was 7.
They don't want that. They want her to get high school, but so they'll move her around to make her fit.
So what they're saying is, if they move her down to the combined, then she's potentially going to more meet the targets.
That's all they care about.
It is all they care about, and she's trying to say she wants to do what's best for Millie, but she doesn't. And the other thing is, if she moves down class and then really gets high scores in that class, it looks better for her.
Yeah. At my school, there was like, you can read? Shit.
Yeah. So I said to Millie,
we got Stephen Hawkins over here, everybody.
If it were me, and Kay's much of the same opinion. If it was me, I'd be like, right, I'll fucking show you. You can go fuck yourself. I'm going to just carry on doing this, and I'm going to fucking show you I can do it. But Millie's a bit more like, I don't know, but what if I don't? So I'm just like, oh, God.
Yeah.
So we're told to go and see her other teacher, a biology teacher, which is Mrs. Holden, tomorrow, and have a chat with her, because that's the one she did the worst in.
Mrs. Holden?
But they've also done this really weird shit thing, right, where they've done the mock exams. Doesn't matter when they give them the results, because what does it matter? It's not like the real thing. But they're having a mock results day. That's like the real thing. And I'm like, but if some kid needs to see the paper to see where they've gone wrong or how they could have improved and get an idea of what they needed to do, that's just stupid. There's no need to keep it confidential because it doesn't matter, does it? But fuck me, they're just so stupid in some of the stuff they do.
Yeah, it sounds pretty stupid.
Because there's no reason for her to not see the paper. You know, because they can give her the paper back to have a look at, because what difference does it make? But they're all like, oh, well, it's all got to be done on the same day like it's the real GCSEs. No, it doesn't. No, if they're marked, you can give them back, can't you, and let her look at it. So
yeah, that's that sense of self-importance a lot of teachers have, and it's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's really annoying to those of us who are important teachers whose classes do matter.
Exactly. Exactly.
And on that note, I'm out.
Yeah, no worries, mate. See you later.
Bye, dude.
Bye, dude.